time for Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on AM 1270. Brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers, and by A&W Restaurants, Buckman Mitchell Insurance, Hardcore 4x4, Pacific West Wireless, your authorized agent of Singular Wireless, Auto Oil Changers, Saros Chrysler Dodge BMW, straight from Philly Steakout, Reuben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agents in Tulare, Gross and Stevens, and McMillan Homes. Now, here's the voice of the Visalia Oaks, Dave Skozin.
Even a score after a narrow 3-2 loss last night. Coming up, we will speak with Oaks manager Stu Cole. That's as the Radisson pregame show gets underway next right here on AM 1270.
The classic mushroom onion melt is back at A&W. Enjoy a beefy all-American quarter-pound burger smothered in savory seasoned mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food. Cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hanford, and 1 in Exeter.
All American food, A&W.
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this isn't for you.
But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get to Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits. That'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension across from Lawrence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia.
Visalia Oaks Baseball's brought to you by Roto-Rooter on AM 1270. It's the Radisson Hotel Visalia pregame show with a look at tonight's game on AM 1270.
Welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks taking on the Quakes in today's second game of a 3-game series. Yesterday we had a little technical glitch and we're a little late getting on the air. So tonight we're on time. We've got Oaks manager Stu Cole with us. As usually Tuesday conversation bumped to Wednesday. Thank you, Stu, for joining us for the second day in a row, kind of. But first thing we got to ask you is about the couple of changes that have been made on the roster since we talked to you last week. Uday Morrell, a relief pitcher, has been brought in, and so has outfielder Brian Berry, both coming up from Asheville of the South Atlantic League. Morrell pitched Monday night back in Visalia after he'd been on a plane all day. 2 scoreless innings. You had to be happy with that. Tell us about Morrell.
Morrell was a guy that was working out with our ball club in spring training, and he didn't make our club at the end of spring training, so he sent him to Asheville, and he was doing well down there. And he had a couple days off since his last outing, and when he traveled up to be with our club on Monday, he was able to pitch and he was ready to go. And I was just glad that, we had a chance to put him in the ball game, in a situation where the game wasn't on the line, so he can get in there and get his feet wet and, get the nervousness out of him. And he came in and did a pretty good job for us, and we're looking for good things out of this kid because we know he can throw the ball.
If the situation would have been different, because the Oaks won 14-3 on Monday night, if it would have been like a 3-2 ball game, considering the travel he'd had all day long, would you have so readily put him in the game for 2 innings?
No, I don't think so. We had some other guys that hadn't thrown, and we had planned on using in that situation. The only way that we was going to use him, if there was an extra inning game and we had to put him in there, and the game, which it was, a blowout game like that, just to get him in there and get his feet wet. And it wouldn't have been, fair to him to throw him in a close ball game like that for his first outing after a long day of travel and him not being fresh, and just to see what he had. So we try to put these guys in a situation where they can succeed and be comfortable, and I think that was the best thing to do for him, just to get him in that type of ball game.
Brian Berry was also active for the game on Monday. He didn't play till last night. Got a home run yesterday. Brian was on the team for a couple of months last year, played 39 games for the Oaks before he left due to some personal reasons. What's the scoop on Brian Berry?
Well, Brian, like I said, he left the team last year, and he went home. He had some time to think about it, and he called the organization and said that he wanted to come back and play. And, it's all about the individual. And if an individual feel like, they can come back and give 100% of themselves and be ready to go, and Brian has proven that. He went to Asheville, and he was terrific down there as far as his work habits and everything. He didn't show any signs of not wanting to be there. So, and we had to create a spot for him, and we ended up doing that, and we sent him up here where he played last year and had a little bit of success hitting the long ball. And, hopefully we can get some good things out of him. He's another guy that we can use for a left-handed bat off the bench, and, the guy that we may have to use down the stretch.
How often do you see it in a case like last night? The team has 3 hits all game and hadn't gotten anybody really too far past second base. He comes out and knocks a home run in his second official at bat. I mean, coming out, was it, do you think, a little rush of adrenaline for him being his first game back here in the Cal League?
He's just one of those guys that's just going to go out there and play the way that he can play. And I don't think he was fazed by anything at all. He's been in this league before, and he knows the league and the competition of the league. So, it wasn't a surprise for him, and it wasn't a surprise for us. But, Brian's the kind of guy that he's going to go out there and give you what he has, and we know that he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he had a good quality at bat, and actually he got us going, getting that run across the board, getting that 0 off the scoreboard, and things started looking a little different for us.
Obviously, to add 2 to the roster, 2 had to go away somewhere. Darren Clark had been on the disabled list, one of the Oaks starting pitchers. What's his status right now? He missed his start. John Asahina filled that hole on Sunday, but like we said, he's on the DL. But what's his status as far as the way that he feels at this point?
Right now, he's feeling a little bit better, and he's going to be day-to-day, and we'll evaluate him every day and just see how his arm is going to be building back into shape. And hopefully, he won't be out too long. We can get him back in there and get him pitching. But it may be a little bit of time. I know he'll probably miss his next start, and then we'll probably get him in a simulated game and let him go off the mound and move around a little bit before we actually take him off the field and put him back on the roster. So right now, he's starting to feel a little bit better, and he just needs that time off from throwing, and hopefully it will just take care of himself and he won't have to go in and have anything surgically done.
Now, what was the diagnosis with him? We had just heard he felt a little discomfort after his last start.
Yeah, he felt a little discomfort in his elbow in his last start, and that was in the second inning, and he went out and threw 3 more innings of baseball, and he was touching up in the 93, 94 mile per hour range. So, he showed some arm strength, and right now it's just still tendonitis, and he was supposed to go and see the doctor, but we couldn't get him in time before we came on the road trip. So we're just going to have to wait until we get back and have him see the doctor again and analyze it from there, and then we'll try to see what we can do for him after that.
And the other roster spot that came open, the departure of Jason Frome. Tell us what happened with Frome.
Well, Frome was a guy who's been with the organization since 2001. And he just got caught up in a log jam with our outfield situations, and the organization did a good thing of trading him to the Diamondbacks so he can probably go there with the organization and get a chance to play a little bit more, because over here, like I said, he was in a log jam with these other guys that played in Asheville, and they're priority guys, and they have to get their at-bats and their playing time in, and it was kind of hard to get Jason in there to get him some at-bat. He's a great kid, and, I loved everything he did for the ball club while he was here. You couldn't ask anything more from a guy like that. He was always willing to work, willing to put forth the extra effort, and that's what this organization looked for. But unfortunately, we just couldn't get him the playing time that he needs, and he needs to go out there and be in the lineup every day just so he can get his best effort and talent out of him.
And since we spoke with you last time, the starting pitching seems to have come around. Doug Johnson got his first win of the season this past weekend. Monday night, Buddy Gallagher had a solid outing. Ben Crockenheim has gone 2 starts in a row with 7 innings pitched, even though he took the loss last night. How important is it to have those starters fill in their role and do it?
It's very important that, these guys go out and try to, repeat their delivery and try to throw strikes and get ahead and, try to keep us in the ball games. And I think the difference in last week than the week before, we went out there and we were throwing strikes and we were getting ahead, but still we were getting into jams. But we just minimized it. We stayed away from the big innings, the last couple of games. Instead of going out there and giving up 3-4 runs in that inning, we only gave up the 1 run. And so I think that's the difference that these guys are going to have to realize in the approach. Even when you get into a jam, you just got to minimize that jam and, try to come out of there just giving them that one run. Now you get the club back in, you get a little bit momentum built up, and hopefully score some runs for them. And Parker did a good job of that last night. We had guys at second and third with nobody out, and we only gave up the one run. So those are the things that we want these guys to continue to try to do. Stay away from the big innings. Don't let them get them 4 or 5 runs an inning to kind of put you away and get you back on the field.
All right, Stu Cole, Oaks manager, on Wednesday this week. We'll talk to you next Tuesday at home when the Oaks are hosting Stockton. Thank you very much, and good luck for the rest of the week.
All right, thanks, Dave.
And we'll be back with more on the Radisson pregame show coming up on AM 1270.
Gross and Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia would like to ask you, is your rear end sagging? Well, to your truck, van, or SUV, that is. Gross and Stevens has the solution to your problems. Hellwig Helper Springs. They increase your load capacity up to 3,500 pounds, and they make them for all types of vehicles. Whatever you may drive, call 734-4649. That's 734-4649. And tell Gross and Stevens Brake and Wheel your rear end is sagging.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken out between two baseball fans at Straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever been.
See, the boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the Straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Don Sharp Insurance and Bonding in Visalia on AM 1270.
Welcome back to the Radisson pregame show. Oaks here in Rancho Cucamonga, where they're ready to play the second of 3 in this series. Don't forget, tomorrow's game is at 10:30 a.m. We'll have the Radisson pregame show at 10:17. Let's take a quick look at the Summerfield Apartments California League report. Yesterday, Bakersfield defeated Stockton by 20, 10-1. Inland Empire routed High Desert 9-3. Lake Elsinore doubled up Lancaster 4-2. It was San Jose 10, Modesto 5, and the Oaks lost here in Rancho Cucamonga 3-2. Standings as a result of those games look like this. Modesto's lead in the north is down to just 2.5. The A's are 19-13 in front of second place San Jose. The Giants are 17-16. Visalia still in third place, but 5 games out, 14-18. Stockton's 14-19, 5.5 back, and Bakersfield at the bottom of the division is 12-19. In the south, Inland Empire has a 1-game lead on Lancaster. The 66ers are 21-12. Lancaster is 19-12. The Quakes, by the way, 14-17, 6 games out and in 4th place. This has been the Summerfield Apartments California League report. When you're looking for the finest apartment living, look to Summerfield Apartments, located near the intersection of Goshen and Acres in Visalia, featuring 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and 2-bedroom, 1-bath floor plans. Summerfield Apartments, 625-3706. That's 625-3706 for Summerfield Apartment. Back with the game tonight between the Oaks and the Quakes coming up on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
Life moves pretty fast, and Singular Wireless will keep you connected. Connected to coworkers, connected to family, making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last-minute changes are a reality, and Singular Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected. Stay in touch with your authorized agent of Singular Wireless with locations in Lemoore, Sanger, Reedley, as well as Coalinga. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement required. See store for details.
This has been the Radisson Hotel Visalia pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's game up next on AM 1270. Visalia Oaks Baseball is on the air. Presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on AM 1270. Brought to you locally by A&W Restaurants, Buckman Mitchell Insurance, Hardcore 4x4, Pacific West Wireless, your local agent of Singular Wireless, Auto Oil Changers, Rose Chrysler Dodge BMW,
straight from Philly Steakhout Visalia. Reuben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agents in Tulare. Gross and Stevens at McMillan Homes.
Visalia Oaks Baseball on AM 1270.
Good evening and welcome to the Epicenter, the home of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, hosting the Visalia Oaks tonight. Let's bring you the Family Healthcare Network starting lineups for these two teams. Choose the one where family comes first, Family Healthcare Network, and we'll begin with the visiting Oaks. And tonight, Jeff Salazar out of the lineup. He gets a day off from center field. So leading off, it'll be a man who had most of last night off, second baseman K.J. Hendricks. Hector Tenna, the shortstop, will hit second, then Jeff Baker in the DH role this evening, hitting third. Brian Peck in the cleanup spot at first base. Sean Barker's in left, batting fifth. Ryan Spilborgh will hit sixth. He's in center field. Bernie Gonzalez in right to hit seventh. Then Alvin Colina, the catcher, and Doug Bernier at third base this evening, batting ninth. Joe Saunders, a lefty, is going for the Quakes. We'll give you the numbers on him coming up here in just a moment. First, the Family Healthcare Network starting lineup for Rancho Cucamonga. In center field, Reggie Willits, just as was the case last night. Same thing for Erick Aybar, who is the shortstop, batting second. Michael Napoli behind the plate again. He's hitting third. David Gates moved into the cleanup role. He was batting sixth yesterday, and today playing in left field. Greg Porter, the first baseman, will hit fifth, followed by Ryan Buddy, who's the designated hitter. Adam Pamkovich is at third base, hitting seventh. Ransel Melgarejo is the right fielder. He'll hit eighth, and then B.J. Weed is at second base, batting ninth. And they're all facing Ubaldo Jimenez, and we will talk in much more detail about the things that Mr. Jimenez has done on the mound once we get to the bottom of the first inning. As for Joe Saunders, this is going to be his seventh start of the year. And the word around here in Rancho Cucamonga is his ERA doesn't reflect how well he has pitched. Well, 10 earned runs his last time out, that might be the case. And it was in Lancaster, a place that's often a tough place to play defense and pitch because of the winds out there. A lot of balls blow out of there in a hurry. Before that, he had only allowed 14 runs over his first 28 innings of work this season. So a total of 32 and a third innings pitched, 35 hits allowed, 21 runs, 19 earned, 5 homers, 8 walks, and 25 strikeouts. His Domino's Pizza first delivery tonight to K.J. Hendricks is there for a strike to make it 0-1, and that delivery made at 7:22 p.m. Well, Domino's can make your delivery on time and also make it fresh and hot. Call them in North Visalia, 732-4040, and in South Visalia at 627-8888. Domino's Pizza. Another strike to Hendricks, and it's 0-2. Saunders is 2-4 with a 5.29 ERA. The lefty's 0-2 is just off the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. KJ, by the way, hitting .308 with a home run and 15 runs batted in. And gets ready to face the 1-2 from Saunders. Here it is inside. Hendricks jumped back a little bit. Evens things up at 2-2. Joe Saunders got wins at Bakersfield and High Desert to start his season, then has lost 4 in a row. And 3 of those 4 at home as Hendricks lines this one to second, and B.J. Weed pulls it down, jumping straight up into the air. About a foot off the ground. He makes the catch, 1 down in the first inning. And he'll bring up Hector Tenna, the Oaks shortstop. Saunders with losses here in Rancho Cucamonga to High Desert, San Jose, and Inland Empire, and then the game we told you about last Thursday up in Lancaster, in which he gave up 11 runs, 10 of them earned on 12 hits in a little over 4 innings. Tenna, a right-handed batter. He's got his average at .239. No home runs yet this season, but 6 RBI, and he takes ball 1 down low. Hector was 2 of 4 last night. He had the Oaks only hit until Alvin Colina and Doug Bernier got back-to-back singles in the 5th inning. He had a first-inning double and then a single in the 8th, takes one upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Phil Wilson, a right-hander, was the man who shut down the Oaks last night with 6 scoreless innings. And again, Rancho Cucamonga won the game 3-2. Tenna, with his back foot even with the back line of the right-handed batter's box, takes a breaking pitch low. 3 balls and no strikes, so he'll likely be taking right here. Saunders did not pitch last season. The year before, he split time between Provo, the Angels rookie league team, and Cedar Rapids, their affiliate in the Midwest League. There's a strike. Tenna again taking all the way. It's 3-1. And combined in 2002, Joe Saunders was 5-2 and had an ERA in the vicinity of 3. 3-1 pitch. Fastball, that's a strike, and the outside edge. Tenna took a half step as if he was going to walk on to first, but instead he's still at home plate after watching 5 pitches go by. So on 3-2, we'll see what Hector elects to do. Saunders' payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen behind the plate. Again, just underway, first inning in Rancho Cucamonga. Nobody on and 1 out. Saunders tonight will look for his first win here at the Epicenter. And his 3-2 pitch again is inside, ball 4. So Hector Tenna draws the walk. For Tenna, that's only the 3rd time he's walked all year compared to 12 strikeouts. But he's on at first. Hector, a little more regularly now, is being used in the number 2 role in the Oaks lineup. Based on his performance in this league last year and just the way that he started the season, hitless in about his first 4 games. He had been batting 9th, but now that he's been starting to get some hits, get on base a little more as they throw over to first, and he's back standing. Tenna put into that number 2 spot in the order, and this is his 2nd day in a row in the lineup. Doug Bernier, the other shortstop on this team, has now played 4 days in a row. There's a fastball for a strike, 0-1, which is good for both players. Bernier, 2 days at shortstop, then yesterday he was at second. Today he's going to be at third base. So that would indicate that Hector should be able to play a couple of more days as the shortstop and give him 4 days in a row of play in the field and being on offense. 0-1. Baker lines one into right field. That's a base hit. Hector Tenna motoring around second. He'll head for third. Here comes the throw. It's going to be not in time. Tenna's in with a head first slide, and Jeff Baker comes up with an opposite field single. With Bernier at third, Jeff Baker has the day off defensively. He's the DH, but after going 0 for 4 last night, gets a single in the first inning, the game's first hit. Now there's runners at the corners with 1 down for first baseman Brian Peck. And Peck will be looking for some redemption after he struck out with the tying run in scoring position as a pinch hitter to end the game last night. Peck 0 for 1, therefore, in this series. He's still hitting .307 as a home run and 19 runs batted in. The pitch to him, a fastball, little upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Brian Peck has played first base and DH this season for the Oaks. There's a swing and a miss. Count goes even at 1-1. And Peck looks down to get the sign from Oaks manager Stu Cole, coaching well behind third base, with Tenna at third and Baker over at first. 1-1. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Throw to first and a stop as the first baseman Porter goes to his knees to take that one in foul territory. Good snap throw by Michael Napoli, the catcher. And Porter kept that one from going down the right field line. Now it's 1-2 on Brian Peck. Before Peck's injury and subsequent surgery on his shoulder that cut his season short last year. 1-2. There's a swing and a foul tip. That's strike 3. Napoli held up his glove to say, hey, I held on to it. And that's the second out in the first inning, first strikeout for Joe Saunders. Sean Barker, who did not appear in last night's game, comes up next. Barker, the Oaks left fielder tonight. .314 average, 3 home runs, and a team-leading 22 runs batted in. Barker, also 6 doubles, a couple of triples this season. Any kind of a hit would do well for the Oaks right here. Throw to first, and Baker is back standing. Baker, one of the few on the field tonight wearing the long sleeves. Stu Cole is the only other right now, managing over at third. The pitch too high. 1 ball, no strikes on Barker. A little warmer this evening. It's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow here in Rancho Cucamonga. They're saying upper 80s for the high temperatures. About 73 at game time tonight. There's a swing and a ground ball foul off the fence in front of the Oaks first base dugout. And the count goes even at 1-1, as was the case yesterday. A consistent breeze blowing out down the right field line here at the epicenter. Another throw to first, and Baker's back. On the throw to first, Hector Tena taking a couple of extra steps away from third toward home. 1-1 on Barker as we begin tonight's game. Lights are on, and it's very much after sunset here. There's a swing and a miss. 1-2. Might be a little subtle, but it seems like maybe the sun goes down a couple minutes earlier right here than it does in Visalia. Other than the fact that these games start about 25 minutes later than what they would in Visalia. Barker with a second out of the batter's box. Now he's back in. He's down 1-2. Runners of the corners, 2 out on the top of the first. Saunders shakes off one sign from Napoli. Now he gets the one that he likes. The leg kick. Here's his pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Goes over the sweet level a little to our right and outside of the stadium. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tena with a 1-out walk. Again, just his 3rd walk of the season. Hector Tena's batting average .239. His on-base percentage .270. Barker takes ball 2. That's tough. Only on base 27% of the time. Especially when you got somebody like KJ Hendricks right next to you on the infield. .455 on base percentage. Barker reaches out and pokes this one in the air to right center. On the run is Willits. He makes the catch, and that's the end of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man is left. We played a half inning at the epicenter. The Oaks don't score. Rancho Cucamonga's turn is next on AM 1270.
Let the Visalia Oaks handle everything when it comes time to plan your company picnic, family reunion, or church outing. Schedule an all-you-can-eat barbecue on the Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Choose from tri-tip, chicken, hot dogs, and hamburgers, and 6 side dishes, plus all-you-can-drink soda for an hour and a half. And don't forget the fun you'll have with a great view of the game. The Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Call to reserve your date today, 625-0480. Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC is a proud member of the Perfetti Automotive family.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience for the Central Valley.
Listen this Sunday as Pastor Bob Metcalf from Tulare First Baptist Church shares some insight for practical living from God's Word, the Bible. This Sunday, Pastor Bob begins a new 4-part series designed to help us see life from God's point of view, which is so much better than our limited one. In the first message, we'll consider God's view of you as it's revealed in the pages of the Bible. This Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 here on Classic Hit Country, AM 1270.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Singular Wireless and Visalia Porterville Hanford on AM 1270.
Bottom of the first inning in Rancho Cucamonga. No score. The Oaks strand a pair in the top of the first. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound to face Reggie Willits, Erick Aybar, and Mike Napoli, the first 3 in this Quakes lineup. Jimenez pitching for the 7th time this year. He is averaging exactly 6 innings pitched and 1 run and 1 earned run per outing, and he's almost averaging 9 strikeouts every time out. He's got 53. If he had 54, that'd be 9 strikeouts to start. His season high is 12. The season low is 7. Shows how consistent he's been in the strikeout category. Totals for the year: 36 innings pitched, 16 hits given up, 6 runs, all of them earned, 10 walks, and those 53 strikeouts. 4-0 with a 1.50 ERA. The right-hander's first pitch to Willits is swung on and fouled away on the left side. It's 0-1. Willits, a switch hitter, batting left-handed. He was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Has a .235 season average. Jimenez with the 0-1. It's swung on and lifted to left center field. On the run, Sean Barker makes the knee-high grab. Good catch by Sean Barker out in left center field. 1 down to the first. Just a little floater. And for a second, it looked like it might drop in, but Barker covered the ground and got to it. Shortstop Erick Aybar, 1 for 4 yesterday. He's hitting .348. And he's played all but 2 of the games for the Quakes so far. All but 1, as a matter of fact. And Aybar is 3rd in the Cal League with that .348 batting average. Pitch to him. Held down low and ricocheted out of the grasp of Alvin Colina. Went to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Jimenez, 93-mile-an-hour fastball right there. Next pitch, fastball inside. This time it got away from Colina again, and Aybar had to skip out of the way and dance across the plate to hold on to his balance. Aybar, another switch hitter, batting left-handed. Napoli, right-handed hitter all the way on deck. 2-0, swung on and grounded up the middle. This will get into center field, a base hit. First hit of the game for the Quakes. And there's 1 on with 1 out in the first inning. Michael Napoli, probably the hero last night in the game for Rancho Cucamonga, had a 2-run homer in the first inning. Put them up 2-0. They held on for a 3-2 win. Napoli's home run, his league-leading 10th. He's got a league-high 34 runs batted in, and he is 2nd in the league in batting average at .353. Right-hander versus right-hander. The Oaks infield comes in ever so slightly to double play. Depth throw over to first, and Aybar gets back. Aybar with 12 stolen bases this season. 1 of them last night. He's 12 of 22. Now he's running. The pitch is low. Throw to second, not in time. Aybar really showing some speed there. Hendricks, the second baseman, saying that Aybar overslid the bag and should have been out. But the bases umpire David Rackley didn't see it that way. And that'll go as stolen base number 13 for Aybar on the season. Well, Colina threw out a couple of base runners last night. Tonight, though, it seemed like maybe it took him a little longer to get the ball out of his glove or something. For some reason, his throw to second wasn't as quick. And it was a little high on Hendricks, and he had to reach down and apply the tag. Now Aybar's running from third, and Colina has the ball pop out of his glove. On the pitch that was low to make it 2-0 on Napoli. So stolen base number 14 for Aybar. Back-to-back. He was off and running very early in Jimenez's delivery right there. Colina didn't have a chance. So a man at third, 1 out, and a hitter's count. 2-0 on Michael Napoli, the 2-time California League Player of the Week this season already. He earned the honor last week. The 2-0 swing and a foul tip, 2-1. Napoli, in addition to his power numbers and high average, 4 doubles and a triple. And his home run yesterday was one of his 2 hits and 4 at-bats. 2-1. Swung on and lifted up into the netting on the first base side. That'll even things up at 2-2. Left fielder David Gates is on deck. Ubaldo Jimenez on the hill for the Oaks. 4-0. He's at 2 no decisions. And there is a pitch to Napoli that's fouled past the Oaks' first base dugout. Still 2-2. And Stu Cole on the top step of the dugout signaling for the infield to come in now. with 2 strikes. So the infielders all within a step of the grass. And here comes the 2-2 again. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Jimenez picked up strikeout number 54, and it couldn't have come at a better time. 2 away in the first inning. Next batter, left fielder David Gates. Gates hitting .292. Yesterday he batted 6, went 2 for 3. Today the cleanup man. We'll see if the new role fits him well. 8 home runs, 27 RBI. And after 1 pitch, the Oaks infield moves back to their regular depth. Jimenez leaning in and gets the sign from Alvin Colina. Now he's ready. And here's the pitch to Gates. Swing and a miss. Moved the fastball right past him. On the scoreboard listed as 95 miles an hour. Jimenez with the 0-1. Another fastball. This one a little too far inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Evens things at 1-1. Erick Aybar singled up the middle with 1 out this inning. Then on consecutive pitches, stole 2nd and 3rd. So he's at 3rd, dancing around over there. Jimenez 1-1, a curveball. A lot taken off of that one, and it's too low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, Jimenez was behind 2-0 on Michael Napoli. Came back for the strikeout. He's behind his 2-1 right here on David Gates. Next offering. Swung on, bounced to 3rd. Bernier takes it cleanly. He will set his feet, throw to 1st in time. Get Gates by a step, and that's the end of the inning. No runs to hit, no errors. Man left at 3rd. We played 1 full inning, no score in Rancho Cucamonga. AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, hit one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment property. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North K Street in Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent.
Thinking of buying a new car, truck, or SUV? Saros, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and BMW, located right here in Visalia on Money Boulevard, is the right vehicle for you to drive home immediately. Go on over to Saros and check out the new Durango, Ram trucks, Chrysler 300C, and the new PT Cruisers now in stock. They're awesome. Go with the winning Visalia team, the Visalia Oaks, and Saros Motors.
From manufacturing water pumps to service and repairs, ranchers in the Spurl area rely on the expertise of Salts Pump and Equipment Company of Tulare. Whatever your pump's needs may be, a turbine for pressure or irrigation, for bellet for canals and ditches, or sub pumps for dairy and commercial use, the best qualified for design and installation for any of your pumping needs is Salts Pump Company. 2873 West Inyo in Tulare for 55 years. It's Salts Pump Company.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Buckman Mitchell Insurance in Visalia on AM 1270.
Top of the 2nd inning, 0-0 tie here in Rancho Cucamonga. The umpires for tonight's game, Will Robinson behind the plate and David Rackley out on the bases. Umpires presented by Visalia optometrist Dr. Stephen Sarens from Treatment and Management of Eye Diseases, Comprehensive Eye Exams and Glasses in 1 hour. Dr. Stephen Sarens has many ways to help you see better than the umpires. Set up an appointment by calling Dr. Stephen Sarens, 737-9690. Or just stop by his office. It's in the Costco Shopping Center on South Mooney Boulevard in Visalia. Dr. Stephen Sarens. Ryan Spilborgh, Bernie Gonzalez, Alvin Colina to be the hitters against Joe Saunders. A bunt try goes foul. And dribbles to the backstop. 0-1. Spilborgh 0 for 3 yesterday. He was the left fielder last night. 256 average, 9 runs batted in. Slightly open stance. And the 0-1 pitch to him. Taken for a strike. 0-2. Looks like they've got a few more in the park tonight than they had last night. 2,500 A little better than that was the paid attendance yesterday. There's a chopper up the middle off the glove of Aybar and into center field. That will be an error charged to the shortstop. It was a bouncer that took a high skip over the mound, and an Aybar tried to play the second hop, and it bounced right over his head, kind of off of his glove, which wasn't too far above his head. So coulda, shoulda, would have been a playable ball. Instead, it goes as an error into center field, and the Oaks get a break. Spilborgh on at first with nobody out in the second. And here's right fielder Bernie Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .247. Yesterday he had one of the Oaks' 6 hits in the game. 1 for 4, 8 RBI. Takes ball 1, and out of the crouch, Napoli was looking to first, but Spilborgh staying where he is. Ryan Spilborgh 0 for 2 in stolen base tries this season. He's out to a 3-step lead. Porter standing in front of the bag, holding the runner. Here's the 1-0 to Gonzalez. Too low. 2 balls, no strikes. Bernie Gonzalez and Spilborgh both involved in the tricky play in the 9th inning last night, which resulted in the Oaks' second run and could have just as easily ended the game on the spot. Here's the 2-0. Strike called outside edge. Changeup, 2-1. Gonzalez was at second. Spilborgh at third. Colina hit a ball right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher turned around, and Gonzalez had gone too far off of second base. So they run Gonzalez to third. So both runners are there. They apply the tag. Gonzalez is out. Here's a foul ball into the netting behind the plate by Bernie Gonzalez. 2-2. Then Alvin Colina had taken a big turn at first, and the Quakes threw over to first, started to run him to second. Spilborgh takes off for home, and instead of applying the tag to Colina to end the game, which that's what it would have been, the third out, Rancho Cucamonga throws home, and Spilborgh beats the throw. Colina ends up at second, and then the game continues. The Oaks were only down a run and had the tying run in scoring position, but as it turned out, the very next batter was pinch hitter Brian Peck, and he struck out to end the game. Throw to first, Spilborgh back. He leaned a little bit towards second as that throw was being made, but recovered in time to get back over to first. Two and two. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Gonzalez looked like he reached up a little bit to get a piece of that one. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, yesterday was a Tuesday night. Every time the Oaks are at home on a Tuesday, it's an Osh 2 for Tuesday. Stop by Osh on Walnut near Moody and Visalia. Get a voucher good for 2 tickets to the price of 1 at every Tuesday home game. There's a line shot up into the seats on the first base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next time the Oaks are at home on Tuesday is next week, May 18th, 6:35 p.m. First pitch against Stockton. For your tickets, call 625-0480. Oaks have 2 Tuesdays in a row at home. 2-2 pitch. Curveball grounded to the second baseman. Backhand by Weed to second for the force out, and no relay to first. So that's the first out of the inning. Spilborgh's retired, and Gonzalez is on courtesy of the 4-6 fielder's choice. E.J. Weed kind of moved around the runner Spilborgh to get to that ball. Had to go a little bit towards first base, and then just flipped it to second for the out. Here's Alvin Colina, the catcher. 1 for 4 yesterday. And also one of those mentioned in that play in the 9th inning last night. 205 season average, 2 home runs and 6 RBI. The pitch to him, line drive right field. Coming in a few quick steps to make the catches. Malgarejo, he throws to first, but back standing is Bernie Gonzalez. 2 away. Malgarejo had that one sized up. He wanted to go to first and try and double off Bernie Gonzalez, who made it back just maybe a little with less time to spare than should have been the case. But that's the second out of the inning. Here's Doug Bernier, 1 for 3 last night before he was lifted for a pinch hitter in the ninth. Right-handed batting third baseman in this case. Takes ball 1 down low. Bernier hitting 196. Couple of doubles and 3 runs batted in. Gonzalez over at first with a 2.5-step lead held by Porter. Pitch grounded on the right side. This is going to be picked up by the second baseman who slips in the right field grass and falls down. That should be a hit, as that probably, and it is going to be a hit, the second of the game for the Oaks. That was probably not a makeable play by B.J. Weed, even if he stays on his feet. He was a long way out into shallow right field and would have had to make about a 270-degree turn to pull that one off and do it in a very short period of time. So Bernier gets a little roller of a single, pushes Gonzalez to second, and all of a sudden the Oaks have something going with the top of the order up. K.J. Hendricks, switch hitter, batting right-handed. 2 on, 2 out, second inning, scoreless game. Joe Saunders, the lefty on the hill for the Quakes, turns and looked a second. It looked like he didn't expect to throw, but Gonzalez was caught scampering back to the bag at the last second. Napoli, the catcher, goes out to have a quick word with Joe Saunders. Almost as if to say, hey, the one at second's the one we caught napping last night. Here's the pitch to Hendricks. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes on Hendricks. KJ's 0 for 1 with a line to the second baseman. That, of course, came last inning. In the first. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and bounced up to the top of the mound. Saunders jumps, pulls it down, throw to first in time. Pitcher Joe Saunders might have robbed K.J. Hendricks of a hit. Leaped up in the air to make that grab. Very nice play. 2 are left, 1 hit, no runs, and 1 error in the inning. Also, we go to the bottom of the second, no score in Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
When you let Bugman Mitchell Insurance give you a quote on personal and business insurance, Bugman Mitchell offers everything from home and auto to workers' comp to group health insurance, and we can help you plan for your children's college education and your retirement. Bugman Mitchell Insurance is locally owned, and we're an independent agency. That means the best possible rates and the best customer service. Call Bugman Mitchell Insurance today at 733-1181. Bugman Mitchell Insurance, serving our community for over 85 years.
What you hear is the sound of cows that were rejected by the new Branding Iron Steakhouse in Tulare. They didn't have what it takes to be a Branding Iron steak, juicy and flavorful. On the other hand, that is the triumphant sound of those select cows that qualify to be a Branding Iron cow. We're always looking for a few good cows. The Branding Iron, open for lunch and dinner, serving the best steak, pork ribs, and rotisserie chicken you've ever had at a price that will make you cheer. You should hear how excited the chickens and pigs get.
The Branding Iron Steakhouse, Tulare's best-kept secret for great food, is fast becoming a favorite for diners from Visalia, Porterville, Exeter, and elsewhere. For a special occasion or just a great meal, make it your favorite too, soon. Don't forget the J Street Bar for live music every weekend by up-and-coming rock bands from throughout California. The Branding Iron Steakhouse and J Street Bar on J Street in Tower Square, Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Sunalt Eye Institute in Tulare on AM 1270.
It's the bottom of the second inning in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes will have 5, 6, and 7 in the order coming up. Greg Porter, Ryan Buddy, and Adam Pavkovich. Most minor league teams have some form of a mascot race. Basically, you put a kid at first base. The mascot is at second base. In this case, it's Tremor, the dinosaur for the Quakes. And usually the little kid finds a way to win, whether it's through their own heroics or some mistake made by the mascot. Well, the little kid had passed up Tremor at second base. Tremor goes running after her. It's about a 4-year-old girl. She steps on the back of her feet, and she just goes to him face first into the dirt, and then he got booed off of the field. But it was okay because the on-field announcer went and tackled him. But they probably didn't plan it that way, but it came off kind of funny. Here is Greg Porter. He's taken ball one and now ball two outside from Ubaldo Jimenez. Porter is a left-handed batter all the way. And the 2-0 pitch to him, grounded up the middle. Hendricks won't get to it, and it's into center field, a base hit. One on with nobody out in the second inning. Second hit off of Ubaldo Jimenez tonight, and here comes the DH Ryan Buddy. He didn't play yesterday, but has a .233 average, 3 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. Ryan Buddy.
Number 6, Ryan Buddy.
And Buddy is a name that's been around this stadium for a little while. Pitch, fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. He was here in 2002. Hit .241 in 87 games. And as a catcher was promoted to Double-A Arkansas, where he batted just .111 over 3 appearances. 1-0 swing on and line to left field. Coming in, Sean Barker. It drops in front of him for a base hit. Each runner moves up a base. Porter's at second. Buddy at first. Back-to-back singles to start the second for the Quakes. Ryan Buddy was here last season also and hit just .213, so his third year in Rancho Cucamonga. Colina will go out to the mound to speak with Ubaldo Jimenez and say, hey, what's going on with you tonight? He's fallen behind both the hitters he's faced this inning, giving up hits, 3 of them in the first inning plus that he's pitched so far. Adam Pavkovich, the third baseman, will be next. He's 0 for 2 in the series to this point. Hitting .250 without a home run, and he's got 3 runs batted in. At first, Ryan Buddy, Greg Porter at second. Colina stops before getting behind the plate and flashes some signs of the rest of the Oaks infield. A double play would be very, very nice for Visalia right here. Jimenez checking back to second. The pitch swung on and hit high in the air, foul. Brian Peck, the first baseman, will give it a look, but he stops short of the wall, and it lands at the back of the picnic area on the first base side. 0-1. At least Jimenez threw that one over the plate. Ubaldo back on the hill, leans in to get the sign, and here's the 0-1. Swung on and bounced back to the mound. Throw to second for 1, over to first. That's a double play. The Oaks might have nearly been able to turn 3 right there, but they do at least get the BSE Rents double play. 1-6-3. Can't complain about that. BSE Rents has everything from A to Z, from air compressors to welding equipment, scaffolding to scissor lifts, portable coolers to portable offices. BSE Rents has it all. Call them in Visalia, 732-5621. That's 732-5621 for BSE Rents. Hector Kenna had come in to fake a pickoff throw to second base and hold the runner close, and the ball was back to Jimenez on the mound. Kenna was the one there, so he throws to second as opposed to over to third where there was no one covering, and there's a called strike. So moving from second to third goes Porter. Out on the force at second, Ryan Buddy. And then Pavkovich gets into the 1-6-3 BSE Rents double play for the first 2 outs of the inning. Ransel Melgarejo, the right fielder, now batting, has taken a pair of strikes, and it's 0-2. 270 average, didn't play last night, 2 home runs and 7 RBI. Jimenez trying to strand a runner at third for the second inning in a row. Curveball, bounce to third. Bernier takes it deep in the hole. This will be a long throw, and he won't even try. Quakes score. It's 1-0. Infield hit for Ransel Melgarejo, his 8th run batted into the seat. It was a fair ball by by a couple of feet, and Doug Bernier took it at the very back edge of the infield dirt and kind of caught it in between his glove and his belt. And by the time he looked at first, he probably thought, man, that's a long way to throw it. And so for safety's sake, keeping that runner over there, he held onto it, and the Oaks give up the run. Third hit of the inning, the fourth off of Jimenez tonight. Next man to the plate, B.J. Weed, the second baseman. Jimenez. As the runner goes from first, pitches a ball, throw to second is not caught by Hector Tena, the shortstop. Safe for the stolen base is Melgarejo. Ronzo Melgarejo with his fifth stolen base in 5 tries this year. And that's the third Quakes stolen base of the night. The other two, Erick Aybar on back-to-back pitches last inning. We're in the second. It's 1-0 Rancho Cucamonga. 1-0 on B.J. Weed, left-handed hitter, 1 for 3 yesterday. Pitch from Ubaldo Jimenez, no. Look back to second, no throw. This is the 8th game of the season for the Oaks against the Southern Division opponent. Only once have they had a lead, 1-0. Runner goes, pitch to the strike, throw to third. Not in time. Doug Bernier's tag wasn't in time. Melgarejo steals third. He's got 6 stolen bases on the year. And now there's another runner at third. At least it was a strike to the batter, 1-1 on B.J. Weed. The only time the Oaks have had a lead against the South this year was when Ubaldo Jimenez pitched against Lake Elsinore. 1-1, swing, foul tip into the glove, 1-2. That was on April 20th. Visalia was up 3-0, but the Storm touched Jimenez for 3 runs to tie it. And later in the game, got 2 more to win 5-3, 1-2. Breaking ball low, and it bounces away from Colina. The runner stays put. It stayed in front of home plate. So we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last night, the Oaks trailed throughout the game. Behind here tonight, Visalia 0-7 against the South. And just looking at the standings as a whole, it's evident the South has a better winning percentage. 2-2. There's a foul ball up and over the stands on the third base side. 2-2, at least at this point of the season. Up until a few days ago, Modesto was the only team in the North with a record above 500. Now San Jose, with their win last night, 17-16. And the Oaks are the next best team in the North, 4 games under. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses inside. Weed backed up an inch or 2. 3-2. In the South, on the other hand, 3 teams are above 500. Lake Elsinore, the worst of those record-wise. They're 17-14. Quakes at 14-17 next closest, with High Desert, the bottom team in the division, a game better than Bakersfield, bottom team in the North. Here's a grounder to second, taken by Hendricks. He'll throw to first in time. That's the end of the inning. But Rancho Cucamonga scores first tonight. A run on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on base. We go to the third, 1-0 Quakes on AM 1270.
Hey, fans, did you know that the hot dogs served at your ballpark are also served at Major League Park? Winner of the famous taste test over 18 other manufacturers, Alpine was chosen best taste and healthiest product. They're made in small batches with no extenders or MSG and naturally smoked slowly to retain the flavors. The good news is you can enjoy Alpine products without going to a sports game. You'll savor the flavor of Alpine meats. They're available at your local grocer. After all, anything else is just a weenie.
Different people, different needs, all hoping for their piece of the American dream. Who's there to watch out for them, to work for housing affordability and help give everyone the opportunity to own a home? To serve everyone would take a small army, wouldn't it? The National Association of Realtors has 1 million members, and we're doing everything in our power to help all Americans realize their dream. The National Association of Realtors, 1 million members working for you.
Toyota owners, tired of paying high gas prices? Well, how about paying nothing? That's right. Toyota is giving away free gas for a year to 12 lucky winners. Plus, 1,000 more will win $50 fill-ups. Just come into your participating Toyota dealer to enter the sweepstakes. You'll get the very best competitively priced service performed by Toyota trained technicians using genuine Toyota parts. Come in today and ask about our May tire and service offers.
No purchase necessary. Ends May 31st, 2004. Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by The Glass Shop in Visalia on AM 1270.
Back for the top of the third inning here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks trail the Quakes 1-0, and here to take you through the next couple of innings is Dave Feldhouse.
Thank you, Dave Scozen. And it's the start of the third inning, and I want to remind everybody listening to Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on AM 1270, KJUG Tulare. And coming up this inning for the Visalia Oaks will be Hector Tenna, Jeff Baker, and Brian Peck. And Hector Tenna drawing a walk in the first inning. And here's the line in the pitch by Saunders, and it's high for ball, or rather it's over for strike one, and it's 0-1 the count on Hector Tenna. Hector Tenna batting in the number 2 hole today. As this pitch low and outside, 1-1 the count on Tenna. Tenna with 6 RBIs on the season and 4 doubles so far. And this ball, a little chopper down the left field line, but it is foul. 1-2 the count on Hector Tenna. And a 1-0 lead for the Quakes here in the third inning. Hector Tenna with a couple hits yesterday, including a double. And here's the line in the pitch, and Tenna fouls this one back to the screen. And it is 1-2. Count remains 1-2 on Hector Tenna. Here's the line in the pitch, and this ball is swung on and hit to the shortstop, Aybar. Aybar with a nice play, deep in the hole, and throws over to first for the out. So one away here in the third inning as Aybar taking care of his counterpart. And now Jeff Baker walks to the plate. Jeff Baker with a single to right field in the first inning. This pitch fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-1 the count on Baker. Baker 1 for 5 in the series. And here's the pitch, and it's swung on and fouled back again to the screen, so it's 0-2 on Baker. And Baker has been clutch all year for Visalia. And this pitch a little bit inside, 1-2. As he has 2 home runs, but one of them a walk-off grand slam. And here's the pitch way outside, and it's 2-2. So 2-2, one away here in the third inning. Nobody on, and a 1-0 Quakes lead. This pitch missing just a little bit outside, 3-2. The count goes full on Jeff Baker. Baker with 16 RBIs, and this pitch swung on and missed, and struck about a fastball in the inside corner. So there's 2 away for the Oaks here in the third inning. And now the cleanup hitter Brian Peck comes to the plate. Peck struck out in the first inning and also struck out to end last night's game. And Brian Peck, right-handed batter. Here's the line in the pitch by Saunders, and this is foul away at the plate. 0-1 the count. So no balls and 1 strike on Brian Peck, the first baseman. And this ball is swung on a line drive to the shortstop Aybar, and Aybar makes the play, and that is the inning. So the Oaks go quickly here in the third. We head to the bottom half of the third, and it's the Quakes 1, the Oaks nothing on AM 1270.
Idea Printing and Graphics is a proud sponsor of Visalia Oaks Baseball. Not only are they the area's largest commercial quick printer, but the only one capable of in-house production of virtually everything you need printed, from business cards to billboards. Whether you want the simplest black and white flyer or full-color brochures, custom vehicle graphics, or a 30-foot trade show display, Idea Printing and Graphics is your one-stop full-service source for everything printed. Call them at 733-4149 or visit them at VisaliaIdea.com or 2 blocks east of the DMV at 1921 East Main Street in Visalia.
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this isn't for you. But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get your Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits. That'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension across from Lawrence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia.
Hi, this is Mike O'Neill, and for many students, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Through internships and job shadowing at businesses like your John Deere dealer, Lawrence Tractor, they learn the importance of education and career possibilities, such as maintenance and repairs on John Deere tractors, inventory control in the parts department, sales, and in public relations. School-to-career partners like Lawrence Tractor, they're dedicated to helping students understand their opportunities for tomorrow's careers. To learn more about School-to-Career, call the Tulare County Office of Education, 733-6101.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Cellular Plus Paging in Hanford on AM 1270.
Back here in Rancho Cucamonga, where the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes have a 1-0 lead over here by Visalia Oaks. It's the bottom half of the third inning. And coming up this inning for the Quakes will be Reggie Willits, Erick Aybar, and Michael Napoli. And Willits walking to the plate right now, who popped out to the center fielder, or the left fielder, I should say, back in the first inning. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound. And here's the first pitch, and this ball, a little looper into right field. And over to make the play is Gonzalez. And holding at first with the single is Willits. So a leadoff single for Reggie Willits. And now coming to the plate will be Erick Aybar. Aybar with a single and a stolen base. Actually, 2 stolen bases in the first inning. Aybar, the shortstop, as Willits takes his lead off of first. And a throw over to first and back safely is Willits. No runs and only 2 hits for Visalia. 1 run on 5 hits for the Quakes. Another throw over to first and back sliding is Willits. And Jimenez. And the runner faked like he was going to go, but did not bluff to steal second, and the pitch misses outside for ball 1. So 1-0 on Aybar. And another throw over to first and back safely again is Willits. So he wants to keep Willits safe, or keep him close over at first, as I'm sure Jim Bennett, our pitching coach, the Oaks pitching coach, stressed that. And there goes the runner, and this pitch is, Colino threw it out into the center field, and over to third goes Willits. So Willits running on the play, and Colina making the throw down to second, and it overthrew K.J. Hendricks covering on the play. So Willits now to third base, and it's a 2-0 count on Aybar. So the Quakes running early and often here And Jimenez winds and delivers, and this pitch swung on and missed. A fastball down the middle, 2-1 the count. And that was a stolen base and then an error on the catcher, Colina. Jimenez delivers, and Aybar pops this one up to the center fielder, Spilborgh. Spilborgh makes the catch and making the throw home, but it's cut off by the first baseman, Ryan Peck. So scoring on the play is Willits from third, but Aybar getting a sacrifice fly on the play, and there's 2 outs now, or 1 out, and the bases loaded, or not bases empty, I should say, for Michael Napoli. So Napoli up with 1 out. Last time up, he struck out swinging. And Jimenez now winds and delivers, and this pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball at 94 miles an hour. And Jimenez again winds and delivers, and this pitch swung on and fouled down the right field line and out of play. 0-2 the count on Michael Napoli. Jimenez winding and delivers, and this pitch a little bit high, 1-2. And Jimenez coming a little bit late to the ballpark today, as this pitch swung on a little chopper down the left field line, foul ball. Normally the pitcher comes on the second bus at 3:45. Should for the ballpark around 5 o'clock today, as I believe he had one of the coaches or a friend take him over. So doesn't seem like his game is what it usually is, as this ball is popped up though to deep left field, but it's the center fielder Spilborgh coming over to make the play, and there's 2 outs. So 2 away here in the 3rd inning. And now David Gates comes to the plate. David Gates with 27 RBIs on the season, batting .292, but grounded out to the shortstop, or rather the third baseman, in the 1st inning. Gates, though, with 8 home runs on the season. And here's the wind and the pitch by Jimenez. A curveball. Gates looking for the fastball and swung through and missed. 0-1 the count on Gates. And Gates, one of the really good guys in the game, as Jimenez throws this fastball, misses a little bit outside. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. The Quakes with a 2-0 lead. This ball swung on and popped up down the right field line. Peck coming over, taking a look, but it is in the first row of the grandstand. And the count remains 1-2 on David Gates. And Gates steps out to take a couple of swings. Gates, the batting cleanup holder, then the left fielder. Jimenez winds and delivers pitch that misses low and away, and it's 2-2 on David Quakes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 2-0 lead for the Quakes. Nobody on base, and Ubaldo Jimenez trying to keep the Quakes right where they are. And he does so with a curveball in the dirt, swung on and missed by David Gates, striking out Gates, and that's going to do it for the Quakes in the 3rd. We head to the 4th. It's the Quakes 2, the Oaks nothing on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot in 10 quick minutes. The professionals at Auto Oil Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree on the East Main Extension and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
Life moves pretty fast. The Singular Wireless will keep you connected. Connected to coworkers, connected to family, making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last minute changes are a reality, and Singular Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected. Stay in touch with your authorized agent of Singular Wireless with locations in Portville, Tulare, in Hanford next to Staples, and at the Hanford Mall. On Mooney near Ryan's Place and at the Visalia Mall. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement if required. See store for details.
If you're an experienced sheep herder, there's a great opportunity waiting for you. You must have 3 months experience and provide 1 verifiable reference. The monthly wage is $1,200 plus room and board. Employer provides tools, supplies, and equipment at no cost. Your duties will be to prevent animals from straying, protect the flock from predators and bad weather, and assist with lambing. For complete information, contact the Job Service Employment Development Department at 124 North Irwin in Hanford. Call them at 585-3542.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Top Right, your local State Farm agent, Porterville, on AM 1270.
Welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga, where the Quakes have a 2-0 lead over your Visalia Oaks. It is the start of the 4th inning. Before we start the 4th inning, we're checking the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard. The Blitz Sports Bar on Locust near Center in downtown Visalia. Check out the weekly drink specials at Blitz Sports Bar, a party place without the attitude. And to start the 4th inning will be Sean Barker. Sean Barker popped out to the center fielder his last time up. This pitch swung on and fouled back over our head for strike 1. Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard in the American League. Kansas City beating Toronto today 2-0. It's the bottom of the 9th, and Cleveland with a 6-4 lead over Boston. This pitch checked his swing to Barker, and he went around, so it's 0-2 on Sean Barker. So 0-2 on Barker as Saunders winds and delivers. This pitch swung on, popped deep down the right field line, and Miguel Rejo racing over to make the catch just in foul ground, and there is 1 out here in the 4th inning for the Oaks. So Barker pops out, and now Ryan Spilborgh will come to the plate. And Spilborgh, last time up, reached on an error on the shortstop. And also today, Oakland over Detroit 2-1. It's the 9th inning, and Anaheim over the Yankees 8-2. As that ball is swung on and missed. Strike 1 on Spilborgh. Also in the 9th, Texas on top of Tampa Bay 9-8. This ball swung on to deep left field. Racing back is the left fielder Gates. He's not going to get to it. It's off the wall. And in the second easily with a stand-up double is Ryan Spilborgh. So Spilborgh with a 1-out double. And now Bernie Gonzalez coming to the plate. And Gonzalez, last time up, reached on a fielder's choice. And in the 9th inning, Texas over Tampa Bay 9-8. As now Saunders coming set. Spilborgh with a lead off a second. And this pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the right fielder with no home runs on the season. Would like to get one here to tie it at 2. And here's the pitch, and Gonzalez swings on a broken bat. Pakovich picks it up and throws over to first, and he is retired for the second out of the inning is Gonzalez. So 2 outs now, and also staying at second on the play was Spilborgh, as Pakovich able to come in on the play and hold the runner at second and make the throw over to first. And there's 2 away for Alvin Colina. Colina lined out to right field his last time up. And Colina, the right-handed batter. And Saunders now comes set. And this pitch misses high for ball 1 on Alvin Colina. Also in the 6th inning, it's Minnesota over Seattle, 4-0. That completes your scores for the American League. And Saunders winds and delivers. Colina takes inside. Held his hands back as if it was inside, but the umpire called it a strike. And it's 1-1 on Alvin Colina. Colina with 6 RBIs on the season, 2 home runs. This pitch misses outside and high, 2-1 on Colina. Alvin Colina. And this pitch swung on and it's fouled down the right field line. 2-2. So 2-2 with 2 outs here in the 4th inning for the Oaks. And they trailed 2-0. As Spilborgh once again taking his lead off of second base. Saunders now comes set. And now time is called as Colina steps out. Colina taking a moment to recollect himself. As Colina now steps back in and we're ready to go. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball in the inside corner. Colina doesn't agree with the call, but it does not matter as that ends the inning. So we go to the last half of the 4th inning. It's the Quakes 2, the Oaks nothing on AM 1270.
The classic mushroom onion melt is back at A&W. Enjoy a beefy All-American quarter-pound burger smothered in savory seasoned mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food. Cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hadford, and 1 in Exeter.
All-American food, A&W.
Your truck hasn't really been Rhino unless it says Rhino Linings. Sure, ever since Rhino Linings introduced the original sprayed-on bed liner, imitators, imposters, and wannabes have been coming out of the woodwork offering to Rhino your truck bed. Well, don't fall for that. Remember, it isn't the superior quality of a Rhino lining unless it says Rhino Linings. Rhino Linings thick polyurethane forms an airtight, watertight bond, prevents rust and corrosion, shrugs off impact and abrasion, and has a non-skid surface to keep your load from shifting. A top-of-the-line Rhino lining won't warp, crack, or peel like some of those cheap imitations can. So, when it comes to the finest sprayed-on bed liner, it pays to get real. Look for the name right on the liner. Remember, it isn't a real Rhino liner unless it says Rhino Linings. Available only at your Rhino Linings dealer.
Pick 'em up truck stores in Visalia on East Main and on Center. In Tulare on the corner of Moody and Tulare. Hanford on 8th Avenue. Olive in Porterville. In Clovis on Clovis Avenue. 2 in Fresno on Blackstone and West Shaw.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley, your local State Farm agent Visalia on AM 1270.
Well, welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga, where the Quakes have a 2-0 lead over your Visalia Oaks. It is the bottom half of the 4th inning, and Ubaldo Jimenez still on the mound. Jimenez giving up so far 2 runs on just 5 hits. And coming up this inning for the Quakes will be Greg Porter, Ryan Buddy, and Adam Pavkovich. And Jimenez wearing number 17 with the all-gray uniforms and the red script with Visalia on it. And here's the wind and the pitch by Jimenez. This ball swung on to deep right field. This ball way back, and it's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Grounding second now and trying to get a triple is Greg Porter. He slides and he is safe with a triple. So a leadoff triple for Greg Porter as Porter jumped on a first pitch fastball and drove it to the gap in right center field. And Porter easily in the second and tried to stretch it into a triple. The relay throw a little late. And Porter in with the leadoff triple. So Porter today with a triple and also single to center in the second with 2 hits now. And 4 for 6 in this series is Porter. And now Ryan Buddy at the plate. Jimenez comes set. This pitch swung on foul down the left field line. 0-1 the count. As Buddy got a single to left field his first time up in the second inning. So Jimenez 4-0 so far. But maybe he is due for a loss here. And Jimenez now with a curveball that misses outside. 1-1 the count. Jimenez now having to work out of the stretch with Greg Porter down at third base. Curveball swung on and missed. Buddy way behind that one as she was sitting fastball all the way, and it's 1-2 the count on Buddy. Buddy with 8 RBIs in the season. And this ball is swung on and missed for strike 3. A curveball outside. Once again, he was sitting fastball, so 1 out here in the 4th inning. And that will bring Adam Pavkovich to the plate. Pavkovich last time up grounded into a double play. 1-6-3. And Jimenez so far collecting his 3rd strikeout right there. As Porter remains down at 3rd. This pitch swung on and fouled back. 0-1 the count on Pavkovich. Pavkovich is a 3rd baseman. Porter down at 3rd with 1 out and a 2-0 Quakes lead. Jimenez taking his time on the hill as umpire comes out actually to dust off the plate. And now we're ready to go. And Jimenez with a curveball that misses low and away. 1-1 the count on Pavkovich. So Jimenez once again coming set. And this pitch way inside almost hits Pavkovich. And it's 2-1 the count. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And Jimenez once again will come set. And here's the pitch and a fastball. Blew it by him at 91 miles an hour. Up in the zone though, and it's 2-2 on Pavkovich. Porter remains down at 3rd, and that's a huge run for the Quakes. Curveball missing down and in, 3-2. Count goes full. then it's also a huge run for the Oaks. Not being able to score lately, and if they can, Jimenez can stop them here, that would be huge. Here's the pitch, a fastball, blew it by him, strike 3, 2 outs in the inning. So 92 on the gun on that one. And now there's 2 outs and 4 strikeouts now for Ubaldo Jimenez. But now Rancho Cucamonga will come to the plate. And last time up, reached on the infield single. This pitch is swung on, though, and popped up. K.J. Hendricks, the second baseman, has a beat on it, and he makes the play for the final out of the inning. So we've played 4 innings. It's the Quakes 2, the Oaks nothing on AM 1270.
People just called us for cleaning drains. But as time went on, they started calling us to make all kinds of plumbing troubles go away. From leaky pipes to broken water heaters, from coast to coast, people now call Roto-Rooter, America's neighborhood plumber, 1.5 million times a year.
We gotta call.
You know who.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Enjoy your favorite Italian foods the easy way at Strings Italian Cafe. From spaghetti to linguine, salads, soups, and more, Strings Italian Cafe has all the variety you want at affordable prices. Bring the whole family to Strings Italian Cafe and enjoy the all-you-can-eat buffet every Wednesday. Kids eat free on Sunday and Monday. Strings Italian Cafe also offers ready-to-go takeout service that allows you to choose from their full menu. Call ahead to place your order at 739-7113. Strings Italian Cafe is located at 1971 West Caldwell Avenue, just east of Mooney.
Listen this Sunday as Pastor Bob Metcalf from Tulare First Baptist Church shares some insight for practical living from God's Word, the Bible. This Sunday, Pastor Bob begins a new 4-part series designed to help us see life from God's point of view, which is so much better than our limited one. In the first message, we'll consider God's view of you as it's revealed in the pages of the Bible. This Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8:30, here on Classic Hit Country, AM 1270.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Patrick Salazar, your local State Farm agent, Visalia, on AM 1270.
Back here in Rancho Cucamonga, where the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes have a 2-0 lead over here by Visalia Oaks. It's the start of the 5th inning. And here to take you through the next couple of innings is Dave Scozen.
All right, thank you, Dave Feldhouse. Kind of a really good job by Ubaldo Jimenez there in the 4th. On the other hand, he hasn't had his best of nights. 2 runs, 6 hits given up through 4. But after a leadoff triple to start the inning, he came up with a pair of clutch strikeouts and then the pop out in the infield to get out of it and keep it a 2-run game. Here's Doug Bernier. He takes strike 1 over the outside edge, 0-1. Bernier with a single to right field. That was in the 2nd inning. K.J. Hendricks and Hector Tenable also bat this inning. Next pitch misses outside. And we are even at 1-1. Joe Saunders, on the other hand, for the Quakes, seems to be having a pretty good night as Bernier pops this one up. Fouling out a play on the right side. 1-2. Now, Saunders has had a couple of occasions this year where he has given up no earned runs. 1 timeout his first game, 5 shutout innings in a win at Bakersfield. That was on the Quakes' 2nd game of the season, April 10th. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Bernier is down on strike, 2nd straight strikeout for Saunders. His 4th in the game, 1 out, and here is K.J. Hendricks, 0 for 2, with a line to 2nd and a ball hit back to the mound. Yeah, Saunders has, as we said, of those 5 shutout innings against Bakersfield, he had 6 innings here against High Desert, gave up 1 unearned run. It was on April 21st and took the loss. That's hard to do against the Mavericks. There's a pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hard to do against anybody, but especially a last place High Desert team who we heard doesn't look on the field terribly improved over last year when they lost 98 games during the regular season. Saunders 1-0 to the switch hitting Hendricks, batting right-handed, is outside. KJ showed bunt, pulled back. 2 balls, no strikes. And with the bunt shown, Greg Porter, the first baseman, had started to charge in a little bit. Next offering outside. 3-0. So Saunders falls way behind KJ Hendricks. Hendricks stands back in. 3-0 pitch to him, a strike at the letters. He was taking all the way, and it's 3-1. KJ is a switch hitter. That's left-handed much more often than he does right-handed. 3-1. Called a strike. KJ took 3 steps toward first as if he had ball 4. But that makes it a full count. KJ Hendricks against left-handed pitching, batting just .273 against right-handers. He's hitting .333. The 3-2 swung on and bounced to second. It'll be taken by Weed. Throw to first in time. They get Hendricks by 2 steps, and they're 2 out in the 5th. Hector Tenna will be the next batter. 0 for 1 with a ground to short. He walked in the first inning. The Oaks have had their share of base runners, although not recently. Only 1 man on base since the second inning. And a total of 3 reached, and 2 were left. Oaks have stranded 5 altogether in this game. Tenna swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Just over the seats on the first base side. 0-1. Yeah, the 1 base runner since the second inning, Ryan Spilborgh, who had a double in the 4th. 0-1 pitch, strike called, 0-2. Other than that, Saunders has retired 9 of the last 10. And he's got Tenna down in the count, 2 strikes. Lefty pitcher versus the right-handed hitting shortstop. Tenna wiggles a bunch of arms and legs around and stands back in, takes the fastball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tenna again with a lot of quick, jerky movements outside of the batter's box. And now back in. 1-2. Inside. Didn't miss by too much. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Oaks have seen quite a bit of left-handed pitching over the last 5 days. Bakersfield had lefties on the mound Saturday and Sunday, and now Saunders tonight here in Rancho Cucamonga. 2-2 pitch, and Tenna lines this one up the middle and into center field, a base hit. So Hector Tenna remains one of the few constants on the Oaks offense tonight and last night, and on several days before that. He's on with the Oaks' 4th hit. And here comes Jeff Baker, 1 for 2. He had a single to right in the first inning. Going the opposite way. Right-handed hitter. Average down to 277 for Baker. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And out to the mound, Mike Napoli having a word with Joe Saunders. Probably concerned about falling behind against a guy like Jeff Baker. Somebody who could potentially tie this game up with 1 swing of the bat. Oaks are only down 2-0. We're in the top of the 5th. And no matter how he's looked to this point in the game, it's still Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound. Pitch. This is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Jeff Baker's hitting just .158 in his last 5 games. 3 of his last 19. Pitches outside. 3 balls and no strikes on Baker. Tena at first, not likely to go anywhere. He has run a couple of times this season, but has been caught both times he's tried to steal. Pitch right down the middle to Baker. 3-1. He was taken all the way. Again, 2 out the top of the 5th. Pitch to Baker. Outside ball 4, so Jeff Baker draws the walk. That'll push Tena to second. Baker is at first for Brian Peck, but not before we get a visit to the mound by the pitching coach, Keith Comstock, for Rancho Cucamonga. This is the first visit of the series, I believe, to the Hill for Comstock, with Bill Wilson going 6 shutout innings last night and then using each of the 3 relievers an inning apiece. Nobody got into too much disastrous trouble to where a conference was needed. So Comstock's out there now speaking with Joe Saunders and Michael Napoli, the catcher. That gives us time to remind you that every time the Oaks are home on Friday, it's a Bank of the Sierra Player Poster Night presented by Idea Printing and Graphics. First 500 fans at every Friday home game get a full-color player poster, and the player on the poster signs autographs for the first half hour that the gates are open. That's Bank of the Sierra Player Posters presented by Idea Printing and Graphics every Friday home game. Next one is May 28th. 7:05 p.m. against Bakersfield. For tickets, 625-0480. First pitch to Brian Peck after the mound visit by the pitching coach, Keith Comstock. A strike, outside edge, 0-1. Peck is 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first inning. He lined to the shortstop to end the 3rd. And now there's 2 on with 2 out in the top of the 5th. The pitch inside. He turned on it. Did he go? No, there's not even an appeal. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peck turned his whole body but kept the bat head back and did not swing. Looked like he really wanted to take a hack at that one, but wisely thought better of it at the last moment. 1-1. Curveball low. 2-1. Looks like soon we'll have some activity down the left field line in the Rancho Cucamonga bullpen. Baker at first, 3-step lead. Tena with not much more of a lead at second base. 2-1. Inside, it got away for the catcher Napoli, and both runners will move up. Tena to third and Baker to second, and that is going to be a pass ball charged to Michael Napoli. And now it's 3-1 on Brian Peck. So a definite hitter's count, 2 in scoring position for a guy who's got 19 runs batted in. Erick Aybar came in to have a word or two with Joe Saunders, the pitcher. And here is the offering to Peck. Swung on and popped up but foul. Up into the seats about 5 rows from the top on the first base side. So now we've got a full count. On deck for the Oaks is Sean Barker. So it's not as if putting Peck on right here would have the Quakes in any less hot water. Barker's hitting over 300 also and has 22 runs batted in. 3-2 on Peck, and Saunders steps off. He will go all the way to the back of the mound, grab the rosin bag, throw it back down, and then climb to the top of the hill. Peck took his second out of the batter's box and stands back in. The pitch to him. Swung on and lifted to right field. Coming in and then back a few steps, Mel Guerrejo. He makes the grab, backpedaling a few strides in front of the warning track, and that's all for the Oaks in the 5th. They strand 2 in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
Super duper easy cheesy burger. May I take your order?
Your azaleas out front are dead.
Sorry?
If you had gotten them at Osh, you would have the lifetime plant guarantee. You could bring them back and have them replaced for free.
Do you want to order?
No thanks. I already had lunch.
Then why are you here?
I work at Osh.
Yeah, okay. but you're kind of...
The word you're looking for is informative.
The answers are out there. We'll help you find them. Osh, Complete Hardware and Garden.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience for the Central Valley.
Hard, playing hard, living life for all it's worth. It's what separates most Dodge owners from the uninspired masses. At Soros Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and BMW, it's what they're all about in serving your new car needs. The entire team at Soros works hard to earn your business and provide their customers with quality cars, personalized financing, and service after the sale. Located on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia, Soros is happy to support the Visalia Oaks. Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley Jr., your local State Farm agent Tulare, on AM 1270.
No offense yet to support Ubaldo Jimenez. He's given up a pair of runs over 4 innings. We start at the bottom of the 5th, and it's 2-0. Rancho Cucamonga in front. Bring your nonprofit organization to the ballpark for a family-oriented evening of family fun and raise money for the organization at the same time through a Visalia Oaks fundraiser. Purchase grandstand reserve seating at $6 per seat. Sell them for $6 per seat after the event. The Oaks kick back $3 per ticket originally purchased and make a donation in that amount to your organization. Call the Oaks about fundraising opportunities, 625-0480. BJ Weed, the hitter, left-handed batter, takes a called strike, then fouls one off over the seats on the left field side, and it's 0-2. Weed 0 for 1 with a ground to second. Ninth man in this Quakes lineup, Reggie Willits and Erick Aybar, the number 1 and 2 hitters, will also come to the plate this inning. Right-handed Jimenez with a pitch, line drive right field. Gonzalez comes in, won't get it, drops in front of him for a base hit. The 7th hit allowed tonight by Ubaldo Jimenez. And that puts one on with nobody out in the 5th inning. Not to fear, though, right? Last inning, a leadoff triple for Greg Porter. He ended up stranded at third. Ubaldo's used to this, right? Reggie Willits, 1 for 2 with a single and a fly to left. He's also stolen a base and scored tonight. One of 5 steals in the game for Rancho Cucamonga. By the way, 7 hits allowed, a season high for Ubaldo Jimenez. His previous season high was 5, given up against Bakersfield last Friday night. A no decision, a game the Oaks ended up losing, even though he gave up 1 run in 6 innings. There's a bunt try up the third baseline, foul, taken in foul territory by Doug Bernier, the third baseman, who touches Alvin Colina. They bounce off of each other lightly right after that. 0-1 on Willits. Weed had headed to second. He'll go back to first. Jimenez. 6 innings, 5 hits last time out. Got a complete game 1 hitter, game 2 of a doubleheader against Stockton on May 1st. Before that, 6 innings, 4 hits. 5 innings, 4 hits, 6 hitless innings at Stockton, May 14th. We're over to first, and back standing goes Weed. And then 2 hits over 6 innings in his season debut. A win at home against San Jose April 9th. 0-1. Bunt try popped up. Colina turns and watches as this one goes over the netting and into the seats. 0-2 on Willits. So Jimenez way out of character, giving up as many hits, at least for this season. So far, 4 strikeouts, although it seems his pitch count might be up a little bit tonight, and he may not get to his average of
8th. Throw over to first. And back for the head first dive, B.J. Weed. Weed has 5 steals and 6 attempts on the year. Another 2.5-step lead held by Brian Peck. Throw to first again, and Weed is back. Close game again tonight. It was close throughout yesterday. Weed caught stealing for the first time on the year in last night's game. 0-2 to Willits. Just misses outside. 1-2. Oaks infield with Doug Bernier, the third baseman, to step in on the infield grass up the middle. They're playing a double play depth. After 10 of the shortstop shaded towards second. There's a pitch that, again, just missed off the outside part of the plate. We're even at 2-2. Three-step lead for Weed at first. Nobody out, 5th inning. Jimenez, Weed is running the pitch, hit back to the mound. Jimenez looked to second. His only play is at first. He seemed a little annoyed by that, but that at least is the first out of the inning. Willits retired. And on to second goes B.J. Weed with shortstop Erick Aybar coming up next. Aybar has had 2 productive plate appearances, a single up the middle and then 2 steals in the first, although he was stranded at third. Had an RBI sac fly to center last time up in the 3rd inning. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Boy, if Weed had not been running on that play, the Oaks would have had their second double play of the night. Ubaldo Jimenez was ready to turn and throw right out to second base. Pitch to Aybar, swing and a miss. He was way out in front of that one as Jimenez took quite a bit off of it. 0-1. The exaggerated swing right there by Erick Aybar. Jimenez steps off as Tenna, the shortstop, came in to lure the runner back to second base. Ubaldo checks second again, is 0-1. Swing and a miss. Again, a changeup. 0-2. So we'll see if Jimenez comes back with the fastball right here after 2 off-speed pitches to start the at-bat. Catcher Michael Napoli, seemingly the league leader in everything, is waiting on deck with 1 out. Next pitch, swung on and missed, and that was another changeup. All 3 times Aybar out in front. That's strike 3, strikeout number 5 for Jimenez. 2 away in the 5th, and here's Michael Napoli, the catcher. Napoli 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly to center field. Napoli waits on the pitch. Here it is. Too low. Ball 1. And again, this is the middle of 3 games here in Rancho Cucamonga. The only time the Oaks will be here this year will be in San Bernardino in, July. Pitches inside. 2 balls and no strikes. San Bernardino's not too far from here. Maybe 20, 25 miles down the road. And the trip to Inland Empire for the Oaks is the first weekend in August. There's a called strike. 2-1. That's also the site of the All-Star game. This past season, the All-Star game was here. California League plays the Carolina League. And why, you ask, is the Cal League hosting the game 2 years in a row? There's a swing and a miss at a pitch upstairs, 2-2. The story we were given is that the Potomac Cannons in the Carolina League were due to host the All-Star game this season. But they're supposed to get a new stadium for next year, and it wasn't ready this year, so they put it off for a year. 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside edge, and that's the end of the inning for the second inning in a row. Check that, the third inning in a row. Ubaldo Jimenez gives up a leadoff hit and then retires the next 3 in order. So we go along to the 6th. It is 2-0. Quakes lead the Oaks on AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, hit one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment properties. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North Main Street in Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. Let the Visalia Oaks handle everything when it comes time to plan your company picnic, family reunion, or church outing. Schedule an all-you-can-eat barbecue on Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Choose from tri-tip chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, and 6 side dishes, plus all-you-can-drink soda for an hour and a half. And don't forget the fun you'll have with a great view of the game. The Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Call to reserve your date today. 625-0480. Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC is a proud member of the Perfetti Automotive family.
You may not think about it every day, but unless you're on a city system, a pump brings water to your faucet. Now, if the pump quits producing water, pick up the phone and call Soltz Pump and Equipment Company in Tulare. They provided Valley Farms and residences with pump service, installation, and repairs for over 55 years. Plus, Soltz Pump also manufactures Lassen pumps and turbine pumps for pressure or irrigation and many other items. When pumps are a problem, remember Soltz Pump Company, 2873 West Inyo in Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Hardcore 4x4 Visalia on AM 1270.
Welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga, the Oaks and the Quakes tonight. Rancho Cucamonga leading 2-0 over Visalia. And a new pitcher has come on for the Quakes. And that would be none other than Matt Willite. And Willite, a sidearm right-hander, so this is the totally opposite perspective offered by the lefty Joe Saunders, who started the game. Saunders certainly did his job tonight. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, and those were 5 shutout innings. And 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. It's like 2 walks issued by Saunders, so not a bad night at all. Willite, the Kentucky native, even went to Western Kentucky University, home of the Hilltoppers. First pitch to Sean Barker this inning, a bunt try foul on the first base side. 0-1. Sean Barker 0 for 2 tonight with a fly to center and a fly in foul territory down the right field line. Wasn't foul by much. It was a pretty good catch by Mel Guerrejo, the right fielder. Willite's pitch swung on and hit foul on the left side. 0-2. So Willite making his 14th appearance of the season for the Quakes. 19 and a third innings pitched, 24 hits allowed, 14 runs, 13 of those earned. He's given up a home run, 6 walks, and 14 strikeouts. 2-1 without a save, an ERA of 6.05. Next pitch, down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Matt Willite, that's got to be mind-boggling to see that after the lefty coming out. Pitch is underneath the arms of Barker for ball 2, and it evens the count at 2-2. Willite isn't short, but he's not the tallest guy on the team either. 6'1", 185 pounds. And Barker hits his pitch to left center field. This is going to be caught in the gap by David Gates. Gates got on his horse and pulled it in short of the warning track in left center field on the run. 1 down in the 6th. Rancho Cucamonga has brought their A game tonight. And then the Oaks have been... it's been a little rough at times for the Oaks, but it's only a 2-0 game. Ryan Spilborgh, 1 for 2 with a double in the 4th inning. He's also reached on an error in this game. That was erased on a fielder's choice. That was in the 2nd inning. Right-hander versus right-hander. Will Height with the pitch swung on, and this is hit well to left field, and this one will not be caught. It is gone. Home run for Ryan Spilborgh. He turned on that one and parked it out of here for the Classic Charter round trip. Classic Charter, the official bus carrier of the Visalia Oaks. Plan your round trip today by calling Classic Charter 738-1111. That's 738-1111 for Classic Charter. Round trip number 1 of the year for Spilborgh, and he cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 Rancho Cucamonga. Maybe he caught on to something. Watching Sean Barker, who got a pretty good piece of it on his fly out to left. And Spilborgh able to get more than a pretty good piece of it. RBI number 10. Here's Bernie Gonzalez with 1 out and the base is empty. A strike taken at the letters, so over the middle. 0-1. Gonzalez 0 for 2 tonight with ground balls to 2nd and 3rd. Then on base once, thanks to a fielder's choice, and he was stranded at 2nd. That was in the 2nd inning. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit foul. Bounced off the fence in front of the Quakes' third base dugout. 0-2. Alvin Colina's now on deck and will also get the opportunity to hit this inning. We're in the top of the 6th. The Oaks finally breaking through with their first run, a solo homer by Ryan Spilborgh. In each of the last 2 games now, the Oaks got their first run on a solo homer in the second half of the game. 7th inning last night, Brian Berry did it with 2 out. 0-2 pitch to Gonzalez, swinging a foul ball. It bounced off of Bernie's foot and then back out toward the mound, and he's going to take a second or so to gimp that one off, wobbling around a little bit. And the count holds at 0-2. Bernie, after his first 2 at-bats tonight, 1 of 6 in this series so far. Yeah, there wasn't much question about that pitch that Spilborgh hit out of here. Maybe question about the pitch, but not the ball. It's 330 down the line here, 375. The power alley and left, and that was hit somewhere in between and well over the fence. Curveball on ball, but on the appeal, no swing, says bases umpire David Rackley. 1-2. Left field here, or all the way around, I guess. The wall's probably, about 10 feet high? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez fouls it off the facing of the third base dugout for the Quakes. Still 1-2. And then above the wall, from left to center field, they've got an extra fence that they've got some added billboards on. That would actually be a home run off of that. And behind that are some trees. There's a swing and a ground ball foul on the third base side. And the one that Spilborgh hit was over all of that. So it got out of here by a pretty good distance. Kind of wonder if maybe the second fence that's up isn't there to keep people from watching from the street that goes by on the left field side, or from maybe that parking lot back there, because it's up a little higher than the rest of the field or the parking lot that's on the right field side. 1-2, called strike 3. Really good pitch by Willits right there. He zoomed it over and into the strike zone. 2 down in the 6th. Comes catcher Alvin Colina. Colina's 0 for 2 with line to right, a strikeout looking. Again, the Oaks are down just 2-1 after the Spilborgh home run this inning. Wilhite, right-hander versus right-hander. The Sidewinder's offering is inside for ball one. 1-0. Looks like there's some kids down at that far end of the stadium trying to figure out how to get over the wall and go get the baseball that was hit out of here. Maybe they did figure it out. They're running back now. Colina with a fly ball to center field. Willits should have room for this one. He does, making the catch a little bit toward right, and that's the end of the inning. But the Oaks are on the board. A run on the homer by Spilborgh. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the 6th. Next, 2-1 Quakes on AM 1270.
Are you ready to hit the road for vacation, but your trailer needs a little suspension help? Whether it be your utility trailer, camp trailer, or RV? Well then, you need to call Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia. Gross & Stevens offers custom U-bolts, fenders, springs, jacks, brakes. Well, you know the suspension needs for your trailer. If you've got the feed for traveling in your camp trailer or RV, then call Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia. 734-4649. 734-4649.
Hi, this is Mike O'Neill, and for many students, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Through internships and job shadowing at businesses like your John Deere dealer, Lawrence Tractor, they learn the importance of education and career possibilities, such as maintenance and repairs on John Deere tractors, inventory control in the parts department, sales, and in public relations. School-to-career partners like Lawrence Tractor, they're dedicated to helping students understand their opportunities for tomorrow's careers. To learn more about School-to-Career, call the Tulare County Office of Education, 733-6101.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Roto-Rooter on AM 1270.
There we are. Or not. One of these days, we'll get new headsets, and that won't happen. But it's happening now. But not right now. 2-1. All right, I'll stop complaining. 2-1 the Oaks trail, bottom of the 6th inning. And David Gates, Greg Porter, and Ryan Buddy are going to be the hitters for Rancho Cucamonga. Ubaldo Jimenez still doesn't have a lead to work with, but at least the offense has a pulse after the solo home run from Spilborgh in the top of the inning. Gates tonight 0 for 2 with a ground to third and a strikeout swinging. So pretty much a pitcher's duel type situation right here, 2-1, although 12 hits in the game for the two teams combined. You are listening to Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on KJUG-AM Tulare. Dave Scozen here alongside Dave Feldhouse. We are in Rancho Cucamonga, and G.J. Cordenese is our engineer tonight back at the K-Jug Studios. Between all of the stuff happening out in right field between innings, a little extra time to get ready for this inning. Jimenez now with his first pitch of the frame to Gates. It's swung on and missed. Strike one, again pulled that changeup. He was able to strike out Erick Aybar last inning on 3 consecutive off-speed pitches. A long look into Colina this time. Now Ubaldo's 0-1. That's a strike. 0-2. Finished that thought we had a little while ago in the All-Star game. 2 years in a row in the Cal League against the Carolina League. There's one that misses, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So that means next year and in 2006 the game will be played at a Carolina League. So that pitch is down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carolina League apparently has a rotating schedule where everyone in the league gets to host the game every 8th time. They only have 8 teams. California League with 10. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded through the right side, a base hit. The 8th hit of the night given up by Jimenez. Opposite field single for Gates. 1 on with nobody out in the 6th. That is the 5th inning in a row that Rancho Cucamonga has put the leadoff man on. And the last 2 innings in a row, the next 3 have been retired in order. Actually, the last 3 innings in a row that's been the case, but Reggie Willits, who led off the 3rd with a single, came around to score. So it's kind of a good and a bad there in the 3rd inning. He's the difference in the game right now. 2-1 Quakes leading. Here's Greg Porter, swing and a miss. like he chased a curveball there. 0-1. Porter's 2 for 2 with a single, a triple, and a run scored. That was back in the second. Gates at first with a 3-step lead. 0-1 pitch. And misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Carolina League has their rotating schedule of who hosts the All-Star game. The California League does not. This league is very much otherwise motivated. There is a pitch inside, throw down to first, and back standing up goes David Gates. 2-1 on Porter. It's a case where if you got the money and you've got the power in the California League, and the teams with the money are the teams with the newer facilities, which are all in the Southern Division. Hence Rancho Cucamonga hosting the game last year. San Bernardino or Inland Empire this year. Runner goes, pitch foul down the right field line, and the count goes even at 2-2. And that's also the case for many things, including the format of the regular season schedule, which is why so few games are played between the divisions. Does a couple of things. Keeps the Southern Division players from playing many times in older facilities, and saves on travel costs and overnight stays because there are so many commutes between the teams in the South. In other words, Rancho Cucamonga, for example, against all the other 4 teams in the Southern Division, they don't stay overnight anywhere. They're close enough to go back and forth every day on the bus. Ball 3 to Porter. Runner goes on 3-2. It's swung on and fouled back. So the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You can go back several years. Rancho Cucamonga, as we said, had the game last year. 2001, it was Lancaster. 1999, Lake Elsinore. 1998, not a game against the Carolina League. As here's a bouncer up the middle. Tanna steps on second, but it's late. Throw to first in time to get the runner there, but David Gates will still be on base. He was running again on 3-2, and it was a bouncer hit up the middle of the field. The shortstop, Tanna, grabbed it, but by the time he stepped on second, Gates was in safe, so it just goes as 6-3, the first out of the inning. And here's DH Ryan Buddy, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Lake Elsinore also hosted the game in 95, Rancho Cucamonga 96, High Desert 94. You got to go back to 1993, and Stockton, the last time a team in the Northern Division hosted the All-Star game. There is a pitch that's low, 1 ball and no strikes, and 1993 was the year that, I believe that was the year that Maverick Stadium opened in Atalanta for the High Desert Mavericks. And then the progressions of new stadiums began after that here in Rancho Cucamonga. Pitch misses inside. 2-0, Lake Elsinore the following year. 94. Jimenez checks back to second. 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled to the screen. It's 2-1. Last time Visalia had the All-Star game, 1989. $2,180, the paid attendance at a jam-packed rec park that night. 2-1. Upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike, and essentially the league has told the Oaks or the Bakersfields of the world that they don't even have a chance of hosting the All-Star game ever again without a new park. 3-1. That's low, ball 4. Of course, the new stadium is something that is not expected and probably not really needed in too much of the near future in Visalia. Buddy draws the walk. He's on at first. Gates is at second. There is activity in the Visalia pen down the right field line. It's lefty Isaac Pavlik, the only left-hander in the bullpen. Oaks pitching coach Jim Bennett goes out to the mound to speak with Ubaldo Jimenez. Now on the Carolina League side, Potomac supposed to have a new stadium next year. We've also heard that their deal might have fallen through and they won't have a new ballpark to play in. So perhaps that means the game will be there regardless. And then move on to the next site the following year. Bennett's still out there, gives Jimenez a pat on the thigh after a visit from the home plate umpire Will Robinson as well. 2 on, 1 out, 6th inning. It's 2-1 Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks just came back and cut the lead in half in the top of the inning. They don't want to give up any runs right here. And the batter will be Adam Pavkovich. Pavkovich is 0 for 2. He hit into a 1-6-3 double play in the second inning, struck out swinging in the fourth. Pavlik continuing to throw in the pen. Right-hander versus right-hander. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Boy, that was up high. A fastball. Pavkovich whiffed at it. 0-1. Pretty good pitch by Jimenez. Really made it look like he knew Pavkovich was going to chase after that one. Which, of course, he did. Here's the 0-1. That's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs on 8 hits for Rancho Cucamonga. A run on 5 hits for the Oaks. Each team's committed an error tonight. Jimenez 1-1, swung on and hit in the air down the right field line. Could be trouble. It's a foul ball, though. Foul by about a foot. It was in no man's land. Brian Peck, the first baseman, went out to try and get it, and he could not get there. And that was a close call for the Oaks, 1-2. Remember, a double play ball could still get Visalia out of this inning. They turned 1 double play tonight, and it was Pavkovich who hit into it. Gates at second, Buddy at first. Almost a little surprising there's not a right-hander up on one of the bullpen mounds as well. Just the lone lefty in the Oaks bullpen, Isaac Pavlik. Ubaldo Jimenez leaning in. Comes set, his 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, stopped though by Colina. Runners stay put. On an appeal, the bases umpire David Rackley says that Pavkovich didn't go around, but it really didn't seem to be that much of a question. Evens the count at 2-2. Next pitch. Swung on and a hit in the air to center field. Tenna going out. Spilborgh comes in and drops in between them. Tenna takes it on the short hop, turns around, and everybody's safe. Tell you what, if the Oaks catch that ball, that might have been a double play. Because Buddy had moved all the way to second from first by the time that one hit the ground. Holding at second was Gates. He goes to third. Buddy is at second, and Pavkovich with a bloop single. Bases full and 1 out. And here is Rancel Melgarejo. Melgarejo, 1 for 2 with an RBI single on the infield in the second inning. He had 2 stolen bases in the inning as well, but was stranded at third. And the third is where he hit that RBI single. Right-hander versus right-hander. Pitch from Jimenez. Swung on and missed. Jimenez came inside on him with a fastball. And Melgarejo just about spun himself into the ground. 0-1. Oh, he wanted to hit that ball about 540 feet. But there was no way he was touching that one. Jimenez 6 strikeouts tonight. Would love number 7 right here. Oh, 1. Swung on and nicked foul off the fence in front of the Quakes third base dugout. 0-2. 1 down, base is full for Rancho Cucamonga. They've got a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Ubaldo with the pitch. Swung on, and this is hit foul a long way. And way out of here. Way foul over the seats alongside the field on the third base side. 0-2 again. Gates at third, Buddy at second, Pavkovich at first, all with 3-step leads. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Foul to the screen a little to the left of home plate. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Got a bigger crowd tonight than last night, and they've hung around longer tonight than last night. 0-2. Swung on and fouled back. So we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Don't forget, tomorrow we're playing in the morning, 10:30 a.m. game. So we'll wrap up the series before heading to Lancaster for the weekend. Everybody on the infield, double play depth except for Peck at first in front of the runner. 0-2, misses low. Pavkovic, Melgarejo really thought about swinging at that one and didn't. Pavkovic is the runner at first. After he held up, he put the bat under his shoulder and took a couple of funny strides away. Here's the 1-2. Inside, Melgarejo. Cinched up to stay out of the way of that one. So he fouled off a few pitches. Both at 0-2, and now the count's even at 2-2. Jimenez. With the 2-2. Swung on, and this is hit foul off the end of the tarp on the third base side. Yes, they do have an infield tarp here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks are Rec Park, the only team at this level of the minor leagues without a tarp. We're just bringing out everything tonight, aren't we? 2-2. Pitch upstairs, 3-2. Like Melgarejo thought he had ball 4. It's only ball 3. Full count. 1 out, base is full. A full count on Rancho Melgarejo. 2-1. Rancho Cucamonga leading. With plenty more on base. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Ubaldo Jimenez with the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lined down the right field line. This is going to be a fair foul ball. Foul ball. Not by much. Ooh, that was close. All 3 Quakes had crossed the plate. Well, the home plate umpire, Will Robinson, had a better angle than any of us. It was on the warning track down in the right field corner. And not the true warning track, but the way that the field cuts in and gets narrower. The foul territory gets narrower as you move down the lines. It was on that side warning track where it crosses the foul line, and it was foul and not by very much. Ooh, 3-2. Jimenez Ready for another one. Hopefully not like that. The pitch swung on and grounded to third. And it's between the wickets. Gets away from Vernier. One scores. Another comes home. Throw to third, not in time. 4-1 Quakes. Right at Doug Vernier. He could grab it, touch on third, throw to first, inning over. Instead, right off the glove, between the legs and down the left field line. Gates scores. Buddy scores from second. And that would be a two-base error. Pavkovich to third, and Melgarejo, the hitter, is at second. E5, a big one. 4-1 Quakes. Second baseman B.J. Weed will come up next. Stu Cole, the Oaks manager, is going to go out and get Ubaldo Jimenez. And now they're bringing in the lefty Isaac Pavlik. That means it's our recycling relief break presented by the California Department of Conservation. We all like to see a good pitch. You can make one too, not from the pitcher's mound, but from wherever you happen to be. Make your pitch by putting recyclable items in the proper receptacles. Visalia, Oaks, and the California Department of Conservation. I'd like to thank you for helping the environment one pitch at a time. Recycle. It's good for the bottle. It's good for the can. We'll be back to tell you about Isaac Pavlik in a moment. Oaks down 4-1 in the sixth on AM 1270.
Not a lot of people like change, although there are some who enjoy a change. But everyone loves change after paying for your groceries. And that's what Visalia Grocery Outlet is good at, giving change. A home run every time you shop by shopping at Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia. There are savings in every department: produce, beer and wine, refrigerated foods, and more. Keep your bullpen fully stocked with bargains from their frozen foods department. You'll find Visalia Grocery Outlet very clean and bright and well organized. The cashiers and stocking crew are helpful and very friendly. Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia are open 7 days a week for your shopping convenience. They're located on South Mooney Boulevard in Visalia, just south of Mooney Grove Park and the Drive-In Theater. You'll never strike out while shopping for bargains at Visalia Grocery Outlet. Even if you're not a big fan of change, you'll love this.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Don Sharp Insurance and Bonding in Visalia on AM 1270.
Well, turning out maybe to be one of those nights in Rancho Cucamonga. It feels like it right now. It's only 4-1 though. And we are just in the sixth inning. But there's two on with one out for the Quakes. Lefty Isaac Pavlik coming in to replace your ace, Ubaldo Jimenez. Jimenez tonight in 5 1/3 of an inning. He hadn't pitched any fractions of an inning in any of his outings this season. Gives up 9 hits. So far, 4 runs. 2 earned for the moment. We'll see how the rest of the inning plays out. But the 2 on base, 1 potentially earned, 1 for sure unearned. His responsibility. Pavkovich at third and Melgarejo at second. And Jimenez with 1 walk issued this inning. The only walk that he issued all night, 6 strikeouts. So it's lefty Isaac Pavlik against B.J. Weed, who's batting right-handed. He bunts it to first, shoveled by Peck to Pavlik, the pitcher who tags out the runner from home, and that's the second out of the inning. But scoring from third is Pavkovich. So Weed is out 3-1 in a bunt sacrifice. The second out of the inning. He gets an RBI, his 10th. Pavkovich scores. It's 5-1 Rancho Cucamonga, and Melgarejo moves on over to third base. Isaac Pavlik before tonight, 14 innings pitched, 23 hits allowed, 15 runs, 14 earned, 8 walks, and 13 strikeouts. He's got no wins, losses, or saves, a 9.00 ERA. The opponents are hitting .343 against him. Pitches inside for ball 1 to the leadoff man, Reggie Willits, the 7th to bat in the inning. Pavlik, his last time out, had a rough one. 4 runs, 5 hits allowed in 2/3 of an inning. Sunday afternoon against Bakersfield. The Oaks were already trailing 7-0 when he came into the game and ended up losing 11-0. There's a called strike. 1-1. Boy, that play at third, and you know it's got to be going through Doug Bernier's mind, the third baseman tonight. Over and over again, the 1-1 pitch to Willits, fouled on the first base side. And that hit off of the tether holding up the screen behind the plate. 1-2. Yeah, Bernier had the ball was coming right at him. He was 2 steps from the third base bag. If he makes the play cleanly, he steps on third. Most likely throws to first. Inning over, it's still a 2-1 game. Instead, off the glove, down the line. 3 runs later, it's 5-1, and the Quakes are still batting. Pitches upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Isaac Pavlik leaning in. It looks like there's going to be more action in the Oaks bullpen. The pitch is lined to center field. That's a base hit, and that'll clear up everybody left out there by Ubaldo Jimenez. Scoring from third, Ransom Melgarejo. That for sure is an unearned run. And Willits gets an RBI single. The second hit of the night, run batted in number 15. It's 6-1 Quakes. The eighth to bat is Erick Aybar. Aybar 1 for 2. A single, 2 steals, and an RBI sac fly. So he's got 12 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting right-handed against Pavlik, the lefty. So that closes the book on Jimenez in terms of how many total runs he'll give up. 6. You'd have to add up the rest of the inning to check on the earned runs. Bunt try, fouled back, 0-1. Well, let's see. On a bunt sacrifice, Gates would have scored 2 earned runs this inning. Total? Oh, because it wouldn't have been a sacrifice, would have been the third out. Okay, gotcha. So none of the runs this inning at all are earned. Just 2 earned runs to Ubaldo Jimenez. That's good for him. It doesn't matter to the Oaks. There was a foul ball. And so now it's 0-2 on Aybar. I guess that makes sense. 5 1/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Ubaldo was living on the edge all night, though. So it turned out to be just a matter of time. 0-2 pitch. Oh, the runner goes. Throw to first, and there's no play. Stolen base for Reggie Willits, and Pavlik had it sniffed out. The runner took off for second. Pavlik threw to first, and Peck didn't have a play at second. He just held on to it. That's the type of night this has been for the Oaks. Second stolen base of the game, and for Willits, it's number 11 on the year. Pavlik now looks back to second. The 0-2. Swung on and line foul. That hits off one of the railings down the left field line. Still no balls, 2 strikes. There is a right-hander up and throwing in Visalia's right field pen. It might be tapped cable. 0-2. Swung on, and that's lifted foul again on the left field side. Alvin Colina out to the mound real quick to speak with Isaac Pavlik. I think that is. That's cable. Yeah? So tapped cable in line to come in next. You would think with right-handed hitting, Michael Napoli on deck, league leader in home runs and RBI, and second in the league in hitting, that a lefty Isaac Pavlik isn't going to face him. Pavlik with a check a second. The 0-2 swung on, grounded to third, and again he gets through Bernier into left field. They'll wave another one in. Willits will score. Barker throws to second. RBI single. Well, no. It's the second error of the inning for Doug Bernier. And that is the fifth unearned run of the inning. And the first charge to Isaac Pavlik. 7-1, Rancho Cucamonga. And Stu Cole's going to go out to the mound as we anticipated and pull Isaac Pavlik out of this game. So this will be our Visalia Grocery Outlet pitching change. Time to change the way you look at shopping for groceries. Shop at Visalia Grocery Outlet. You can save up to 40% on your weekly grocery bill. Visalia Grocery Outlet, located on Mooney Boulevard between Visalia and Tulare, south of the drive-in next to the old Lumberjack. Visalia Grocery Outlet. We will be back to tell you about another Oaks pitcher in just a moment. 7-1 Rancho Cucamonga in the sixth on AM 1270.
Not a lot of people like change, although there are some who enjoy a change. But everyone loves change after paying for your groceries. And that's what Visalia Grocery Outlet is good at, giving change. Hit a home run every time you shop by shopping at Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia. There are savings in every department: produce, beer and wine, refrigerated foods, and more. Keep your bullpen fully stocked with bargains from their frozen foods department. You'll find Visalia Grocery Outlet very clean and bright and well organized. The cashiers and stocking crew are helpful and very friendly. Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia are open 7 days a week for your shopping convenience. They're located on South Mooney Boulevard in Visalia, just south of Mooney Grove Park and the Drive-In Theater. You'll never strike out while shopping for bargains at Visalia Grocery Outlet. Even if you're not a big fan of change, you'll love this time.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Singular Wireless and Visalia Porterville Hanford on AM 1270.
Real quick, further explanation on the earned run scenario. The earned run Ubaldo Jimenez gave up in the third inning, or the run that he gave up in the third, was unearned. One of the four he allowed in the sixth was earned. That's because on the ground ball to third, with the bases loaded, that got past Doug Bernier and 2 runs scored. There was only 1 out, and it would be presumed that one of the runs would have scored on that play when there only would have been 2 out. So 1 run this inning earned. Still 6 total, 2 earned. Charged to Jimenez in 5 1/3. Isaac Pavlik's night done, kind of. 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit. So far, 1 unearned run. Although the man at first is his responsibility, Erick Aybar, and Cap Cable will be the next man on to pitch. No walks and no strikeouts for Isaac Pavlik. Cable's first pitch of the evening to Michael Napoli misses outside for ball 1. Now, Cable also had a disastrous Sunday afternoon. He gave up 6 runs, all earned, on 6 hits, pair of walks, couple of homers in 2 innings pitched against the Blaze. And before that, he'd given up just 1 run in his previous 8 innings of work. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. So now his season totals look like this. First of all, this is his 11th appearance, 21 to the 3rd innings, 25 hits given up, 16 runs all earned, 3 homers, 6 walks, and 13 strikeouts. 1-1 with a 6.75 ERA. The 1-1 pitch is there for a strike. 1-2. Delayed steal. Throw to second, and not in time. KJ Hendricks couldn't handle the throw cleanly. Stolen base for Aybar is 3rd of the night, and that is the 7th in the game for Rancho Cucamonga. Now, if you're the Oaks, take a look at that and say, all right, you're up 7-1. It's only the 6th inning, but running right there. Another man in scoring position. Sure, that'll be filed away in somebody's memory somewhere. Napoli 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts and a fly to center, all against the right-hander Ubaldo Jimenez, who started the game for the Oaks. Cable, another right-hander, with a 1-2, comes up and in and knocks down Napoli. Maybe it didn't need to be put in the memory banks. Yeah, stealing the base with a 6-run lead in the 6th inning. There you go. 2-2. Cable, even in the count, with the pitch. Swung on and hit up the middle and past Cable into center field. Spilborgh will come up with it. He won't throw home. It's 8-1 as the run scores from second. Aybar all the way around the bases. Napoli, RBI single, his 35th run batted in to lead the league. And here comes the 10th to bat in the 6th inning, David Gates. Gates led off with a single to right. He scored on the 2-run error by Doug Bernier. Not to be confused with the 1-run error by Doug Bernier, also this inning. Gates is 1 for 3 with that single, a ground to third and a strikeout. 11 hits now for Rancho Cucamonga. Guess the one thing we can say is the Oaks have been here before, and they still manage to make it exciting in the late innings. Gates hits this one to left center field, but it should be playable. Barker comes over, so does the center fielder Spilborgh. He makes the catch, and that's the end of the inning. But 10 come to the plate for Rancho Cucamonga. They get 4 hits, 6 runs. There are 2 huge errors in the inning, and 1 is left on base. We played 6. It's Rancho Cucamonga 8, Visalia 1 on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken out between 2 baseball fans at Straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever been.
See, the boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the Straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot.
If you're an experienced sheep herder, there's a great opportunity waiting for you. You must have 3 months experience and provide 1 verifiable reference. The monthly wage is $1,200 plus room and board. Employer provides tools, supplies, and equipment at no cost. Your duties will be to prevent animals from straying, protect flock from predators and bad weather, and assist with landing. For complete information, contact the Job Service Employment Development Department at 124 North Irwin in Hanford. Call them at 585-3542.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Buckman Mitchell Insurance in Visalia on AM 1270.
Welcome back to all right. Munga.
Welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga, where the Quakes have an 8-1 lead over the Visalia Oaks. And coming up this inning for the Oaks will be Doug Bernier, KJ Hendricks, and Hector Tenna. Near the right-hand batter hit 2 crossed the airs last inning. And the wind and the pitch, and it's a little bit inside, ball 1 on Bernier. Matt Wilhite, right-handed pitcher working for the Quakes here in the 7th. This pitch also inside, 2-0 the count on Bernier. Just starting the 7th and an 8-1 Quakes lead over the Oaks. Bernier trying to make up for the 2 errors last inning. This pitch apparently a little bit inside, and it's 3-0 on Bernier. So Wilhite falling behind. Bernier singled in the 2nd, also struck out his last time up in the 5th. This pitch on the outside corner, caught the outside corner, 3-1 now on Bernier. Nobody away here in the 7th. And here's the pitch, and it's a little bit low, and Doug Bernier will go to first base. So Bernier on with a leadoff walk after the 2 costly errors last inning, and now KJ Hendricks to the plate. KJ Hendricks, the leadoff man today for the Oaks. Hendricks with a line out, and a ground out in the 2nd. Also grounded out to the second baseman in the 5th. Hendricks, the switch hitter, batting left-handed as he takes that ball down the middle for strike 1. Hendricks with 1 home run on the season, also 15 RBIs. And Hendricks, a slightly open stance, and here's the wind of the pitch, and this ball a little bit high, 1-1 the count. Talking to Hendricks before the game, about 7 different bats on this road trip, all different sizes. As this pitch on the outside corner, strike 2. Even though Hendricks a small guy at 5'7", 160, likes to usually have a heavy bat and then just take it the other way as he tries to take this ball the other way, but it's a little bit foul. And a little bit fouled on the left field line. 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Bernier now taking his lead off of first base. And here's the wind and the pitch. Hendricks swings and drives it up the middle, over second base, and into center field. And Hendricks is on with a single, and now the Oaks have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Hector Tenna will be coming to the plate. Tenna's been hot lately with a double yesterday and another hit. Also walked today in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, and single to center in the 5th. So Hector Tenna will be coming up, and Napoli out to talk to his pitcher about the situation. 8-1. The Quakes in the lead, and we're in the 7th inning. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. Hector Tenna now waiting the pitch. This ball right down the middle for strike 1. Tenna. Waving the bat above his head. And here's the wind and the pitch from the side armor. This ball swung on and foul down the left field line. And it's 0-2 on Hector Tenna. Tenna, the shortstop, steps out to adjust the batting gloves. A couple swings, and now he's ready to go. And here's the pitch, and it's way outside and low, and it's 1-2 on Tenna. And Hector Tenna, told him yesterday, expect big things from him, and he came through yesterday. He's continued through so far here today. This pitch, though, swung on and missed. Tenna down swinging. And there's one away here in the 7th inning. So 1 out still, runners at first and second. Bernier at second, Hendricks at first. And now the big man in the Oaks lineup, Jeff Baker, coming to the plate. Baker singled in the 1st to right. Also struck out and walked his last time up. So Jeff Baker, 16 RBIs, the DH today. This pitch a little bit outside, and it's 1-0 the count. on Baker. And here's the pitch. This ball swung on, and it's over to the third baseman, who steps on the bag for one, but the throw to first not in time. So Pavkovich got the ball, stepped on the third to retire Bernier, threw to first, but not nearly in time. And Baker's on with the fielder's choice, rather the infield single. So Baker on at first now. Hendricks moves to second, and Brian Peck will be coming to the plate with 2 outs. Peck with a strikeout, and popped up in the third, also popped up to the right fielder his last time up. Curveball swung on, and it's hammered down the left field line. This ball's going to get into the corner. Hendricks will come around the score. Baker to third, and Peck in with a stand-up double and an RBI. So an RBI double for Brian Peck, and it's now an 8-2 game. Baker over the third, and that will bring up Sean Barker to the plate. Barker was popping out to the outfielders all 3 times he's been up today. Popped out to the center fielder the first time up, right fielder, and last time the left fielder on a hard hit ball to left field. So Barker batting with runners at second and third now, and an 8-2 game in the 7th with 2 away. Wilhite winds and delivers, checking his swing, but it doesn't matter because it's over for a strike anyway. And Sean Barker behind in the count, 0-1. Peck with a slight lead off the second. And this pitch way outside, 1-1 on Sean Barker. Peck on at second. Baker over at third. And Sean Barker at the plate. Here's the pitch. Barker takes it on the outside corner. 1-2 the count on Sean Barker. So 1-2 the count on Barker with 2 away. And here's the wind of the pitch, and this ball a little bit low. 2-2 the count on Sean Barker. 2-2 with 2 away here in the 7th, and an 8-2 Quakes lead. But they do have runners at second and third. The sidearmer comes set. This pitch way outside, but Barker swings and misses to strike out and end the inning. So that will do it for the Oaks in the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Quakes 8, the Oaks 2 on AM 1270.
Idea Printing and Graphics is a proud sponsor of Visalia Oaks Baseball. Not only are they the area's largest commercial print printer, but the only one capable of in-house production of virtually everything you need printed, from business cards to billboards. Whether you want the simplest black and white flyer or full-color brochures, custom vehicle graphics, or a 30-foot trade show display, Idea Printing and Graphics is your one-stop full-service source for everything printed. Call them at 733-4149 or visit them at VisaliaIdea.com or 2 blocks east of the DMV at 1921 East Main Street in Visalia.
Life moves pretty fast, and Senior Wireless will keep you connected to coworkers, connected to family, making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last-minute changes are a reality, and Singular Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected. Stay in touch with the authorized agent of Singular Wireless with locations at Lemoore, Sanger, Reedley, as well as Coalinga. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement required. See store for details.
Listen this Sunday as Pastor Bob Metcalf from Tulare First Baptist Church shares some insight for practical living from God's Word, the Bible. This Sunday, Pastor Bob begins a new 4-part series designed to help us see life from God's point of view, which is so much better than our limited one.
In the first message, we'll consider God's view of you as it's revealed in the pages of the Bible. This Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 here on Classic Hit Country, AM 1270.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Sunalt Eye Institute in Tulare on AM 1270.
Well, welcome back to the Rancho Cucamonga. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes have an 8-2 lead over Visalia Oaks. It is the bottom half of the 7th inning, and coming up this inning for the Quakes will be Greg Porter, Ryan Buddy, and Adam Papkovich. Right now, it'll be Greg Porter. Porter with a single to center his first time up, also a triple, and then was left stranded at third in the 4th, and grounded out to the shortstop his last time up. Greg Porter, the number 5 hitter, batting left-handed, will step in against Taft Cable. Cable winds and delivers. This pitch swung on and fouled down the left field line and out of play. And it is 0-1 the count on Greg Porter. Porter with 15 ribbies on the season. And going also 4 or 7 in the series. Porter waiting to pitch from Cable, and a curveball that stays high, 1-1 the count on Porter. So we're in the 7th and an 8-2 lead as Ubaldo Jimenez, as this pitch is swung on and it's hit to deep right field. This ball is way back and it's going to get off the base of the wall, and Porter is in easily to second with a stand-up double. So Greg Porter crushed that ball and hit off the base of the wall out there. And Gonzalez making a throw back in. And a leadoff double for Greg Porter here in the 7th inning. As the Quakes continue to hit. Ryan Buddy now at the plate. Quakes batted around the last inning and continues on here in the 7th. There's Buddy with a single, a strikeout, and a walk today. 1 for 2 on the day. And here's the pitch from Cable, a fastball inside and high for ball 1. Single to left, his first time up in the 2nd. There's Greg Porter out at second. Base now with nobody out here in the 7th inning. Cable comes set. Here's the pitch. Buddy swings in a little looper over Cable's head. Coming in is Tenna, stumbles and can't make the throw. Everybody's safe. Hector Tenna with a good job to come in and get that ball. It's just a little bouncer over Cable's head. And Buddy on with a infield single. Porter over to third, and Adam Papkovich coming to the plate now. Papkovich grounded into a double play in the 2nd, also Cade in the 4th, and a hit in the 6th would later come around to score. So, and this pitch misses a little bit high, ball 1. Papkovich at the plate with runners at first and third. Buddy at first and Porter down at third. And still nobody out here in the 7th. As Taft Cable steps off the rubber for a minute. Papkovich takes this one a little bit low, and it's 2-0. And the third baseman, Adam Papkovich. 8 runs on 13 hits for the Quakes. This pitch, a fastball blown by Pavkovich. 2-1 the count. Lee 6 miles an hour on that pitch. As Cable comes set. And this pitch catches the inside corner, 2-2. Order the runner at third. Buddy down at first. Pavkovich at the plate with nobody out here in the 7th. Cable coming set. Here's the pitch, and it's a little bit low and outside. 3-2 now. Pavkovich with no home runs in the season. 7 doubles though. And here's the pitch, and this is a fastball that's swung and a miss for strike 3. Pavkovich the first out of the inning. So 1 away here in the 7th. And now it will be Rancho Cucamonga. And Cucamonga reached on a infield single in the 2nd. As Cable comes set, and here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Also, he popped out in the 4th and reached on an air in the 6th. So, Grejo now getting a new bat. And runners still at first and third for the Quakes. Cable comes set. Curveball that just missed inside. Cable didn't like the call. And it's 1-1 on Grejo. Cable comes set. And this pitch on the outside corner, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Grejo taking his back foot in. Cable now looks over to third, and here's the pitch. And this ball is swung on a little looper into center field. It's going to drop, and it's in for a single. Coming in to score is Greg Porter on the play. And Ryan Buddy moves to first, so an RBI single for Rancho Grejo. RBI single, and it's now a 9-2 Quakes lead. And B.J. Weed will come to the plate. 9-2 lead. Grejo at first now, and Buddy over at second. Still 1 out for B.J. Weed. Weed with a open stance, batting left-handed. This pitch is high. 90 miles an hour, a fastball up high, and it's 1-0 on B.J. Weed. Weed grounded out in the 2nd, singled to right in the 5th. And this pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1 the count. And Weed as Cable comes set, and this pitch is outside, 2-1. So 2-1 is Weed, the left-handed batter, and 5'10", 185 out of New York. And here's the wind of the pitch, and Weed swings and misses at that one. A curveball that dropped below his bat And it's 2-2 the count on Weed. With one away here in the 7th inning. And the Quakes with a 9-2 lead. And Cable winds and delivers. This pitch swung on and fouled down the left field line and into the grandstand, and its count remains at 2-2 on Weed. So Weed, the number 9 hitter, and the Quakes' second baseman. As Cable comes set. And this pitch is swung on and hit the center field. That's going to fall for a single. Rounding third, and here comes the throw from Spilborgh as Colina makes the catch, but it's not in time. And an RBI single for B.J. Weed, as coming in to score was Ryan Buddy on the play, and moving to second on the throw by Spilborgh was Weed. So Weed over to second, Grejo over to third. Coming into the score on the play was Buddy, and it's now a 10-2 Quakes lead. And out to talk to his pitcher is Jim Bennett about the situation. There is runners at second and third. It's 10-2. We're in the 7th inning. And once again, we go back to the top of the order, and Reggie Willits. So Willits, a leadoff hitter, will bat here with one away and runners at second and third. And Willits with a pop out to the left fielder in first. Also a single in the third, and a ground out in the fifth, and an RBI single in the sixth. And here's the wind of the pitch by Cable. This ball is swung on and a pop up down the left field line, and that is in between the two grandstands into the picnic area over there. So there's one strike on Reggie Willits. 0-1 the count on Willits with one away here in the 7th inning. And Cable winds and delivers. Willits also fouling this one back behind the press box. 0-2 the count on Willits. So 2 more runs scoring here in this inning for the Quakes. 10 runs total on 15 hits in the 10-2 lead. There's Weed at second and Rancel McGuelray down at third, as that pitch came a little bit inside, and it's 1-2 the count. Cable now comes set. And here's the pitch, and this ball, a little check swing that hit his bat and rolls foul. Count remains at 1-2 on Willits. Willits, the center fielder and leadoff batter for the Quakes. A stolen base, RBI single, and then a stolen base as he was running on the Quakes last time. The Quakes have really been running all night on the Oaks. It's a curveball just missing. 2-2 the count. 2-2 with one away here in the 7th inning. But unfortunately for the Oaks, runners at second and third. And here's the wind and the pitch by Cable, and he swings and fouls it back this way, and it's going to be in the grandstand a couple rows in front of us, and it's 2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Reggie Willits. Willits with 14 RBIs on the season. Take that 15 RBIs with 3 home runs so far and 2 doubles. This pitch on the outside corner called strike 3. Willits doesn't think so, but the umpire made the call. It's a pretty nasty pitch by Cable, and there's 2 away. And now Erick Aybar will come to the plate. Aybar with a single in the first, also a sac fly in the third, struck out in the fifth, and reached on an error, the big error in the 6th inning. Aybar. Oh, and this pitch is behind him, and coming in to score on the play is McGrahy, and now the umpire's going to come out and warn everybody as Cable threw behind the hitter for ball 1, and now the manager, Stu Cole, is out. Both managers out of the dugout, and they want to get this situation cleared up. It started, I believe Willits was running on the Oaks with an 8-0 lead, and now Stu Cole is getting in the face of the umpire and being actually restrained by the umpire. So Stu Cole does not like the situation as Willits accusing Cable of throwing at the hitter. So Willits and Taft Cable can be a little hot-headed at times. Cable calling big country in the clubhouse. And here comes the rest of the dugout and the bullpens. Everybody coming out right now. So everybody out of the dugout. There's 2 outs here in the 7th inning, an 11-2 lead.
I think Stu Cole's issue is with Bobby Meacham, the Rancho Cucamonga manager. And Meacham's telling all of his team to go back to the dugout. But when Cole was shouting the other way, he was being held back by the umpires because he wanted to go after Meacham for keeping on running in a blowout game. So he wasn't necessarily upset with the umpires for issuing the warning to both benches on that last pitch. He was upset with Bobby Meacham.
Really, though, I mean, technically you're not really supposed to throw behind the batter, but if Willits doesn't point the bat out at Cable, none of this starts. You know, he points the bat at him. I understand you don't want to be running on a team when you're up by so many runs. And at the same time, I don't think that was intentional. I think the first one was the brushback pitch, you know. But
that was Weed that ran to third, right?
It was, Weed over to third. And
on a steal just now.
Well, when the ball got by him, he went to third.
Oh, I see.
And then,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
McGrahy came around the score.
I gotcha.
So it's 11-2. There's still 2 away. It's no balls and 1 strike on Willits. And everyone back in their dugouts now as Cable comes set. And here's the pitch. This one also a little bit inside for ball 2. So 2-0. On Aybar, I should say now. As this pitch is swung on and fouled back, that's 2-1. 2-1 on Aybar. Aybar was the one that was holding the bat earlier. And now Cable comes set. And here's the pitch, and this ball over for a strike, a curveball, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And the lead down at third as Cable winds and delivers this a little chopper that Tenna has to come in on. Gloves throw to first, and it is in time. A great play by Hector Tenna to make the scoop and throw on the first. And it's in time for the final out of the inning. So we've played 7. We will be headed to the 8th. It's the Quakes 11, the Oaks 2 on AM 1270.
The classic mushroom onion melt is back at A&W. Enjoy a beefy All-American quarter-pound burger smothered in savory seasoned mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food. Cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hadford, and 1 in Exeter.
All-American food, A&W.
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this isn't for you. But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get your Hardcore 4x4 on the Eastman Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits. That'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the Eastman Extension across from Lawrence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the Eastman Extension Visalia.
From manufacturing water pumps to service and repairs, ranchers in this fertile area rely on the expertise of Salts Pump and Equipment Company of Tulare. Whatever your pump's needs may be, a turbine for pressure or irrigation, propeller for canals and ditches, or sub pumps for dairy and commercial use, the best qualified for design and installation for any of your pumping needs is Salts Pump Company. 2873 West Inyo in Tulare for 55 years. It's Salts Pump Company.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by The Glass Shop in Visalia on AM 1270.
Back here in Rancho Cucamonga, where the Quakes have an 11-2 lead over your Visalia Oaks. We are headed to the 8th inning, and here to take you through the final 2 innings is Dave Scosa.
All right, thank you, Dave Feldhaus, and might be quite an eventful 2 innings or so. And sorry about this little technical mess up right there. Not the call of Dave Feldhaus by any stretch of the imagination, but just our stingy ways and equipment with the Visalia Oaks. Anyhow, Ryan Spilborgh, Bernie Gonzalez, and Alvin Colina will be the Visalia batters in the 8th. It's 11-2. Both benches have been warned. Don't throw at anybody as far as pitchers throwing at hitters, and the pitch is down low for ball 1. And this is no longer Matt Wilhite, correct, on the mound? This is a different right-hander, and it is, in fact, David Austin. Pitches upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Wilhite, with 2 innings put in tonight, gave up 3 hits. Both of the Oaks runs, both of which were earned. He struck out 3 and did not issue a walk. Ball 3 to Spilborgh. Next delivery. Too high. Ball 4. Well, that goes down as our first bench clearing incident of the season so far, and it was disagreement between the 2 managers, as a matter of fact. Here comes Bernie Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out looking. The pitch. There for a strike, 0-1. Austin steps off for a moment. Well, David Austin this season has pitched 11 times before tonight, going 15 innings with 20 hits allowed, 14 runs, 8 earned. He's walked 5, struck out 10. No wins, losses, a 4.80 ERA. Here's a line drive to right for a base hit by Bernie Gonzalez. So there's 2 on. and nobody out for the second inning in a row. We'll see if the Oaks can produce more than just one run this inning, since they gave up 3 in the bottom of the 7th. And the batter's going to be catcher Alvin Colina. Colina's 0 for 3. A line to right, a strikeout looking, and a fly to center. Right-hander versus right-hander here. Had our Radisson pregame show conversation with Stu Cole today, something we do once a week. Kind of wish I could have a talk with him tomorrow. I guess we still could. We'll find somebody to speak with. Activity in the Oaks bullpen is done. Mike Cosgrove is ready to go, and he will probably pitch coming up here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Colina is a strike. Outside edge, 0-1. Saturday night, May 29th, is Budget Car and Truck Rental Rally Towel Night at Recreation Park. First 500 fans get rally towels courtesy of Budget Car and Truck Rental. Call ahead to reserve your seat, 625-0480. It's a 7:05 p.m. first pitch against Bakersfield, Saturday, May 29th. 0-1. Swung on and hit foul into the Quakes dugout, third base side. 0-2. Four-step lead out at second for Spilborgh. Gonzalez with a 3-step lead not being held at first. Pitch to Colina. Fastball outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 11-2, Rancho Cucamonga. We are in the top of the 8th inning. This was a game that was close and then got even closer in the top of the 6th than a solo home run by Spilborgh, who's out at second. And then the Quakes put up 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Curveball swung on and hit right to third, taken by Pavkovich. The second for 1, relay to first, offline in the stretch. Yep, that's a double play. Very good play by the first baseman, Greg Porter. That's the second time this series we've seen him do that. Reach out toward right field, keep his toe on the bag, and complete a double play. Spilborgh to third, but now there's 2 down in the inning. 6-4-3 on the twin killing, and we go to the number 9 hitter in the lineup tonight, Doug Bernier. Bernier 1 for 2, a single in the second, a strikeout in the 5th, and a walk in the 7th. Problem for Doug tonight was the 2 big errors he committed in the bottom of the 6th. Quakes had bases loaded, 1 out, and it was still a 2-1 game. A ball hit right to Bernier, and if he makes the play cleanly, 2 steps to the bag for 1 out, throw to first for a double play, you're out of the inning instead. E5, and the inning went on. Here's a line drive into center field. That's a base hit. So Bernier begins his path to redemption. Scoring from third is Spilborgh, and it's 11-3. Bernier with run batted in number 4 on the year, his second hit of the evening. Back to the top of the order in KJ Hendricks. Hendricks is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored last inning. Before that, a line to second, a ball hit back to the mound, and a ground ball to second. Rancho Cucamonga has 15 hits in this game. They have stolen 7 bases. And they've got another turn at the plate. There's a strike. 0-1. Bernier at first, unattended. Hendricks, switch hitter, batting left-handed for the second time this evening. He backs out for a second. There is action in the Rancho Cucamonga bullpen. With the right-hander that looks to be all but ready to go. 0-1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And as soon as that right-hander turns around, we will let you know who exactly that might be. Pitch swung on and missed. 1-2. Big cut that time by Hendricks. 2 down, 1 in, 1 on. Oaks trail by 8. We are in the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Hendricks not happy. That's the end of the inning. The reliever for the record in the bullpen, James Carroll, and we might see him in the ninth. 11-3, Rancho Cucamonga going to the bottom of the 8th on AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, hit one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment properties. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North K Street in Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent.
What you hear is the sound of cows that were rejected by the new Branding Iron Steakhouse in Tulare. They didn't have what it takes to be a Branding Iron steak, juicy and flavorful. On the other hand, that is the triumphant sound of those select cows that qualify to be a Branding Iron cow. They're always looking for a few good cows. The Branding Iron, open for lunch and dinner, serving the best steak, pork ribs, and rotisserie chicken you've ever had at a price that will make you cheer. You should hear how excited the chickens and pigs get.
The Branding Iron Steakhouse, Tulare's best-kept secret for great food, is fast becoming a favorite for diners from Visalia, Porterville, Exeter, and elsewhere. For a special occasion or just a great meal, make it your favorite too, soon. Don't forget the J Street Bar for live music every weekend by up-and-coming rock bands from throughout California. The Branding Iron Steakhouse and J Street Bar on J Street in Tower Square, Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Cellular Plus Paging in Hanford on AM 1270.
Rancho Cucamonga with what will likely be their final turn at the plate tonight, leading 11-3 as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. In the 6th, they sent 10 to the plate. 7 batted last inning. And here in the 8th, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Isn't that wonderful? Michael Napoli, David Gates, and Greg Porter. Napoli tonight, 1 for 4 with an RBI single. That came during the 6-run 6th. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Oaks. And that would be Mike Cosgrove. Tapped Cable. Well, he got the short end of the stick in a couple of ways tonight. Went an inning and a third. And was out there for all of the trouble last inning. There's a fly ball. Right field. Gonzalez comes in, waits for it, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 8th. And that's our Visalia Municipal Airport fly ball out. Fly Visalia for free parking, a short commute, and easy access to hundreds of airports all over the country. Visalia Municipal Airport. Left fielder David Gates coming up next. The cleanup man. He's 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored in the 6th. Cable over that inning in the 3rd, 5 hits. Three runs given up, all of the runs earned. He didn't walk anybody and got 1 strikeout. Two strikeouts for Cable. Oh, yes. All right, it's 1-1 on Gates. As we said, Cosgrove is on to pitch for the Oaks. Cosgrove this season is 1-1, 1.93 earned run average. He's pitched 13 times before tonight. He got the first out this inning, plus 14 1/3 innings pitched with 10 hits allowed, 4 runs, 3 earned. 3 walks and 11 strikeouts. Swinging a foul back to the very top of the backstop where the netting meets the cement wall. 1-2. Cosgrove waiting very patiently as Gates takes his sweet old time before stepping back in. The pitch, swing and a miss. That would be strike 3. First strikeout for Cosgrove, 2 away in the 8th, and the next man up is first baseman Greg Porter. Porter looking for the cycle here if he can go deep. He's 3 for 4 with a single, a triple, and a double. Grounded to short in the 6th inning. So the only inning when he didn't do anything was when the Quakes got most of their runs. Left-handed batter, he's gone deep once this year. 15 runs batted in. None tonight. It seemed like a long game, but we didn't get started till 20 after 7 here, so about an hour and 3 hours and 10 minutes along. Pitches down low. 1 ball and no strikes. It certainly has been a long night for the Oaks, though, trailing by 8 in the 8th inning. 1-0 pitch from Cosgrove, swung on and smashed foul past the Oaks dugout, first base side. We're even at 1-1. For Visalia in the top of the 9th, Hector Tena, Jeff Baker, and Brian Peck. 2, 3, and 4 in the order are due up. We've commented a couple of times this evening on how the Oaks tend to come from behind late and make the game exciting. Yes, they've scored in each of the last 3 innings, but just 1 run per inning. 1-1. Inside, did it hit him? He's acting like it hit him. He might have hit the bat also. I think they're just saying it was a foul ball, whether in Nick Porter's hand or not. So it's got to be 1-2 then, right? If that in fact was a foul ball. Robbie Meacham, the Quakes manager, down third, maybe pointing as if to say that hit him. Ask him. But must have hit the bat also. 1-2. Cosgrove's pitch. Inside, swung on and missed, strike 3, and now he's trying to avoid the tag from Colina, who just turns and throws to first to end the inning. And that's all for the Quakes in the 8th. They go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. Way too late. We go to the 9th, 11-3, Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
You let Bugman Mitchell Insurance give you a quote on personal and business insurance. Bugman Mitchell offers everything from home to auto to workers' comp to group health insurance. And we can help you plan for your children's college education and your retirement. Bugman Mitchell Insurance is locally owned, and we're an independent agency. That means the best possible rates and the best customer service. Call Bugman Mitchell Insurance today at 733-1181. Bugman Mitchell Insurance, serving our community for over 85 years.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience for the Central Valley.
Now, what could be more fun than owning and driving a new Dodge truck, a new Chrysler Caravan, or PT Cruiser? How about a Jeep? All in stock now at Rose Motors. Check out the full line of quality Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep vehicles over at Rose. The selection, the financing options, and service after the sale are what make this hometown dealership top. Get over and see what the fun is all about. It's Rose Motors right here in Visalia on Mooney Boulevard. Rose Motors and Visalia Oaks, a winning combination.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Tom Wright, your local State Farm agent, Porterville, on AM 1270.
Okay, top of the 9th inning, 11-3. The Oaks are trailing Rancho Cucamonga. New pitcher for the Quakes is going to be James Carroll. He replaces David Austin. Austin went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run. Walked 1 and struck out 1. Carroll pitching for just the 7th time this year, and he's gone 7 innings before tonight. 14 hits allowed, 9 runs, but just 4 of those earned. They've had 4 unearned runs in an inning and 2/3 at Lancaster. On May 6th, the home run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1-0 with a 5.14 earned run average. 3 outings at home, 3 on the road. At home, the ERA is 9. We'll see if that plays in the Oaks' favor with Hector Tenna leading off this inning. Takes ball 1 low and in. Tenna's 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, a strikeout, and a ground out tonight. Again, the Oaks trail by 8 in the 9th. They've been hit 15-9. Pitch to Tenna inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Harrell, 3rd consecutive right-hander coming out of the Quakes pen tonight. There's a strike. 2-1. Joe Saunders was the starting pitcher and went the first 5 innings a lefty. Tenna, second out of the batter's box. In case you missed it, an inning and a half ago, both benches cleared as effectively the managers got into an argument. Pitch misses down low, 3-1 on Tenna. Rancho Cucamonga with 7 stolen bases in this game. Had their man run from second to third with an 8-run lead in the 7th inning. There's a ground ball. 2 short. To second round. Taken by Weed. Throw to first in time. 10 is out. 1 down to the 9th. Next batter, DH Jeff Baker. Baker 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Baker waits the pitch, swung on and missed, came inside on him and he couldn't connect. 0-1. And after all of this, we'll be right back here for another game in 12 hours. Wrap up this 3-game series. Rancho Cucamonga will be looking for a sweep. Pitches outside and low, 1-1. The Oaks will try to avoid going 0-9 against the South. They will probably be 0-8 against Southern Division opponents here in a few minutes. Pitches down low, 2-1. Not to be pessimistic, but down 8, nobody on, 1 out, 9th inning. Tough road to hoe at this point. Swing and a miss, 2-2. They will be right-hander Doug Johnson, fresh off of his first win of the season, going for the Oaks against Rancho Cucamonga right-handed pitcher Steve Shell. 2-2. That's low. 3-2. Of course, we will tell you that, just to be sure you know it, coming up during the Budweiser post-game show that will start immediately following the conclusion of this game tonight. 3-2. Inside ball 4. Jeff Baker draws a walk. So the Oaks have a man on in the 9th. Also during the Budweiser post-game show, we'll take a complete look at the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard. We will recap tonight's game to the best of our ability, and then we will also take a look at tomorrow's game, and somewhere in the middle choose our Golden State College Golden Play of the game, all coming up on the Budweiser post-game show right after this game is finished. And there's a swing and a miss by Brian Peck, actually a foul ball. The ball rolls to the backstop, 0-1. Peck, the cleanup man tonight, 1 for 4. Had an RBI double in the 7th inning. He's also struck out once tonight. Baker's at first. Pitch to Peck, up and in. Evens things at 1-1. Both bullpens are quiet at this point for good reason. Next delivery. Swung on and driven to left center field. This is going to be down, but cut off by Willits, the center fielder. Moving from first to third is Baker. On at first, Brian Peck, his 2nd consecutive hit. And here is Sean Barker Barker, the left fielder, 0 for 4 tonight. Flied out once to each of the 3 outfielders, and his last time up struck out swinging down the 7th and strand a pair on base. The Oaks have left 10 on tonight. If the Oaks do not pull this one out tonight, then this will end the string of every other wins and losses over the last 10 games or so, going back to game 2 of the doubleheader May 1st. Ball 1 thrown to Sean Barker. And in this stretch of every other, there have been a couple now where it hasn't been pretty to watch from an Oaks perspective. 1-0 at the strike. 1-1. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Like he chased the fastball and couldn't catch up. 1-2. Ryan Spilborgh, who homered earlier, is on deck. 2 on with 1 out, top 9. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to second base. This could do a weed to second for 1, relay to first, double play, and that's the ball game. 4-6-3 double play ends it. And the Oaks are used to mop up the floor tonight. 11-3 the final. We'll detail the carnage coming up during the Budweiser postgame show, which starts in a minute or so on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluids. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get in, get you out, get you all over again.
If your vehicle is rocking and it's not the music but the driving, then you need Hellwig Sway Bars. Gross and Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia has Hellwig Sway Bars. Hellwig Sway Bars stiffens your suspension for better handling and cornering. It keeps your vehicle from rocking and swaying. Great for overhead campers, ladder racks, RVs. Gross and Stevens, 734-4649. That's 734-4649. Gross and Stevens will keep your truck from rocking and rolling.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken out between 2 baseball fans at Straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever.
See, the boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the Straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley, your local State Farm agent Visalia on AM 1270.
Time for the Visalia Oaks Budweiser postgame show on AM 1270, featuring the Blitz Out of Town scoreboard and the Golden State College Golden Play of the Game, and a wrap-up of today's game, and a look forward to the next Oaks game. And again, here's Dave Skozin.
Usually when Ubaldo Jimenez is on the mound, that means very good things for the Oaks. Not the case tonight. We'll tell you about it, outlining this 11-3 loss in Rancho Cucamonga when we come back as the Budweiser postgame show continues next on AM 1270.
Get home safe. Tonight the designated driver is my face. As the tails out the defense, the designated driver is right for every season. When you're out to do celebrate, make sure a DD is doing a networking. When you're out to do celebrate, make sure a DD is.
We all make a difference. Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located in the heart of downtown Visalia, experience all the luxuries the Radisson Visalia has to offer. From their award-winning lunch pasta bar to a great dinner, all of your favorites can be found at Bolo's Restaurant. The Radisson Visalia is pleased to be the official team hotel of the Visalia Oaks. On your next trip to Visalia to see your Oaks play, stay at the Radisson downtown and be sure to ask about the friends and family rate. Call 559-636-1111 to make your reservation.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Patrick Salazar, your local State Farm agent, Visalia, on AM 1270.
All right, welcome back to the Budweiser postgame show here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks lose tonight 11-3. Let's bring you the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard, beginning with what we have from the California League, a final. Well, at least it wasn't this bad. Lancaster 17, Lake Elsinore nothing. Top of the 8th inning, Bakersfield in front of Stockton 6-2. San Jose 4, Modesto 1. That was in the top of the 8th. If the Giants win that one, they'll be only a game and a half out of first, and the Oaks will still only be 5 games out. So I think we're pulling for San Jose for the moment. And Inland Empire has another shutout going against High Desert 7-0. That was in the top of the 7th last report. Major League scores in the American League. Kansas City scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th with 2 out to beat Toronto 4-3. Cleveland took care of Boston 6-4. Oakland edged Detroit again 2-1. Anaheim made sure they beat the Yankees tonight. Beat New York 11-2. Texas over Tampa Bay 9-8. Minnesota defeated Seattle 4-3. Baltimore in Chicago against the White Sox rained out. National League, St. Louis over Atlanta 5-2. Milwaukee beat Montreal 4-3. It was 4-5. Houston 2. The Mets edged Arizona 1-0. San Diego down Cincinnati 2-1. LA shut out the Cubs 4-0. San Francisco 4, Philadelphia 3, and the Rockies at home against Pittsburgh were also rained out. That's the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard for this evening. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's loss here in Rancho Cucamonga for the Oaks. Choose our Golden State College Golden Play of the game, and we will tell you all about tomorrow's morning game here at the Epicenter. That's all coming up as the Budweiser postgame show continues next on AM 1270.
Located in the heart of downtown Visalia, experience all the luxuries the Radisson Visalia has to offer. From their award-winning lunch pasta bar to a great dinner, all of your favorites can be found at Bolo's Restaurant. The Radisson Visalia is pleased to be the official team hotel of the Visalia Oaks. On your next trip to Visalia to see your Oaks play, stay at the Radisson downtown and be sure to ask about friends and family rate. Call 559-636-1111 to make your reservation.
Get home, tonight is the day, driver is my place, has a tail, drives the evenings, designated driver is right for every season, when you're out to do, we celebrate, make sure a ET is doing the tailgate, when you're out to do, so celebrate, make sure a ET.
We all make a difference. And at your voice, St. Louis, Missouri.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley Jr., your local State Farm agent, Tulare, on AM 1270.
Welcome back to the Budweiser postgame show here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks lose tonight 11-3. Let's tell you what happened. Ubaldo Jimenez just wasn't as sharp as he normally is. Now, compared to maybe some other pitchers, he was doing okay, but just wasn't the best of his nights, and he needed one of his best nights for the Oaks to be able to pull this one out. Second inning, the Quakes take the lead after they had a man at third with 1 out in the first and couldn't score. Greg Porter leads off the second with a single. Ryan Buddy then follows with a single to left. There's a 1-6-3 double play that moves Porter to third with 2 down, and you thought, ooh, maybe the Oaks will get out of it again. But Rancel Melgarejo hit a ground ball to Doug Bernier behind third. Bernier caught it. He kind of trapped it between his glove and his belt. He turned around. He didn't have a throw anywhere. Run scored from third, Porter, and that made it 1-0 Quakes. Next inning, Greg Willits with the leadoff single. Then he steals second. Moves to third on an error. Throw that was low in the dirt from catcher Alvin Colina. Got past K.J. Hendrickson out into center field. Erick Aybar followed that with a sac fly to center, and it was 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga. Fourth inning, leadoff triple for Greg Porter. He gets stranded as the next 3 go down in order against him. As B.J. Weed singles and moves to second, but as a leadoff man in the fifth, but then the next 3 go down in order, and so he is stranded on base. So it was looking like, hey, Ubaldo's living on the edge here, but he'd only given up 2 runs through 5 innings, and things weren't too bad. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Ryan Spilborgh launches his first home run of the year, way out of here to left field. RBI number 10, cut the lead to 2-1. But then we got to the bottom of the 6th, which is where all of the problems began, or many of them. David Gates leads off with a single. Greg Porter hits a ground ball to the shortstop, so Gates moves to second. Ryan Buddy is then walked. Adam Pavkovich then singles up the middle on a little flare over the back of the infield, and so Gates was holding it at second. He only goes to third. The play loads the bases. So there's 1 out, bases full, and Melgarejo, who had the RBI single in the 2nd inning, is at the plate. He hits a ground ball on the third base side. Doug Bernier, the third baseman, comes over. He's maybe 2-3 steps, if that, away from the third base bag, and the ball goes right off of his glove and down the left field line. If he makes the play, most likely he steps on third for 1 out, throw to first, double play. There's the end of the inning. It's still a 2-1 game, and the Oaks are very much still in it. Instead, 2-run score as Gates and Buddy come home. Pavkovich moves to third. Melgarejo ends up at second. It's a 4-1 game. Ubaldo Jimenez is pulled from the game, and it was all downhill from there. B.J. Weed drives in a run and a bunt sacrifice right after that to make it 5-1. Reggie Willits follows with a single. And then Erick Aybar reaches on another error to third baseman third baseman Doug Bernier, and a run scored on that play as well as Willits came around from second after he stole another base, and that made it 6-1. After that, Isaac Pavlik was pulled from the game. Taft Cable was brought in, and with Aybar on at first, he takes off and steals on the first pitch. Well, the next pitch from Cable was a brushback on Napoli. Napoli followed with a pitch that lined right up the middle and into center field to drive in Aybar, and that made it 8-1. Somewhere in there I missed a run. Long story short, 6 runs, 4 hits, 2 costly errors, and 1 left on base in the 6th inning. But that little idea of, hey, that's stolen base, the 6th of the game for the Quakes. It came with a big lead already. Something to take a look at, and something that was not forgotten as this game moved along. The Oaks did manage another run in the top of the 7th inning. A leadoff walk to Doug Bernier, then a single up the middle by K.J. Hendricks. Hector Tennis struck out. Jeff Baker hit a ground ball to the third baseman, who stepped on the bag to retire Bernier, so Hendricks was at second and Baker was at first. Brian Peck then doubled down the left field line. Hendricks scored, and that cut the lead to 8-2. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, Greg Porter leads off, gets a double to right center. Ryan Buddy then with a single. Strikeout to Adam Pavkovich, but Rancel Melgarejo follows with an RBI single. B.J. Weed then came up with an RBI single of his own. What else did we have there? We had a strikeout and a ground out to third. Somewhere in there, when Weed was on base after 3 runs had scored and Taft Cable was still on the mound, there was a wild pitch that went behind the batter, who at the time was Erick Aybar. And then Weed went on to third base, and then there was both benches were warned, don't throw at any of the batters. Stu Cole, the Oaks manager, and Bobby Meacham, the Quakes manager, got into a shouting match across the field from one another about, hey, you're running on us when you've got such a big lead. Don't throw at our hitters. That type of thing, back and forth. Both benches, both bullpens cleared almost, and then they got sent back by their respective managers back to their dugouts and everything. But just a little bit of elevated tension right there. The Quakes added 3 more in the 7th inning, and that made it 11-2. Visalia's run in the 8th came when Ryan Spilborgh led off, and Bernie Gonzalez singled to right. There was a 6-4-3 double play to move Spilborgh to third. Alvin Colina hit into the double play, and Doug Bernier singled to right to drive in Spilborgh. That made it 11-3, and that was the final score. Now, that sounds a little sketchy, but to keep it short, that's what happened tonight. Final totals for Visalia: 3 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors. The Oaks left 11 on base. For Rancho Cucamonga, 11 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error. And the Quakes ended up stranding, I got it written down here, 6 on base. The winning pitcher tonight is the starter for the Quakes, Joe Saunders. He improves to 3-4 on the year. Ubaldo Jimenez takes his first loss. He falls to 4-1. The time of the game, 3 hours and 22 minutes. The attendance here at the Epicenter paid 3,996. Time now to choose our Golden State College Golden Play of the game. This is the play from the Oaks perspective that stands out above and beyond all others as being very, very good. And that play would have to be in the second inning. That's when it was still a game. And Adam Pavkovich hit one back to the mound. Ubaldo Jimenez threw to second for 1 out. Hector Tena relayed it to first. It was a double play. A run scored that inning, but it was a very key double play and kept the game close and helped keep it close all the way up until the 6th inning. So that is our Golden State College Golden Play of the game for tonight. Discover your future in as little as 8 short months at Golden State College. Call 1-800-400-1005 for more information. That's 1-800-400-1005 for Golden State College. So, tomorrow morning we'll be back here. A 10:30 a.m. first pitch. Doug Johnson is going to be the starting pitcher for the Oaks. Johnson 1-3, 7.67 ERA. Against fellow right-hander Steve Shell for Rancho Cucamonga, 2-1, 4.50. Radisson pregame show begins at 10:17, so be sure to tune in during work tomorrow, and hopefully we will have a better result to speak of during our Budweiser postgame show, which should happen sometime tomorrow afternoon. But then again, the way this series is going, don't bet on it. It might be sometime around this time tomorrow night by the time we have a Budweiser postgame show. We won't talk about that right now. Anyway, the Oaks are going to try and avoid a sweep tomorrow. That's the biggest issue at hand. Special thanks tonight to G.J. Cordenese, our engineer back at the K-Jug Studios. Thank you to you for listening. I'm Dave Skoes, and for Dave Feldhaus, once again, the final score, 11-3. Rancho Cucamonga wins this one. The Oaks have now dropped 2 in a row. They are 14-19 on the year. We'll speak with you tomorrow morning on AM 1270.
Your Valley, your music, your way. Classic Hit Country AM 1270. All right.